Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spawncast episode 412. It was a week. Got prices flying, got GTA 6 falling, Switch 2 updating. A lot of stuff to go over this week. OJ should pop in here pretty soon. All right, look at that. Look at that. As I'm saying it, there he is. OJ, what's up?
What is good, fam? Shout outs.
How'd that pre-show go?
Went really well. Thank you to everybody that came through. It was awesome. I just needed to I need to log, like, it logs you out, right? When you do like you haven't logged in a while. So then I had to like do the whole code thing where it sends a code and then I log back in.
Oh yeah. I got you.
Yeah. Shout outs though. Thanks for having me on.
Okay. Yeah, I got everyone there. Okay, cool. Everyone on the panel is down in the RGT. Okay, cool. Everyone who is on the panel is down in the description if you want to find them and go say hi on their channel as well. Let me go over here. Let's go over to Celia. Celia, how we doing?
Hi, happy Saturday. I'm good. I'm sleepy. Still playing Banjo Tooie. Not much has changed since last week.
How long have you been on that game? I feel like you've been on that game for a minute.
A while. It's because I'm 100%ing it, and a lot of things in that game are a chore. I'm having fun with an asterisk. Once I finish
does it sound like you're having fun?
I'm having a great time, OJ. Okay, don't question it.
Blink twice if somebody does. Blink twice if you're okay.
She's gaslighting herself.
I know. Every time I talk about it, like so many of my friends have been like, "No one is forcing you to play this," but like it's just out of principle now. I don't know. I'll get through it. I'm in Grunty Industries right now. I went ahead and like played the Fire and Ice level because that one's fun, and now I'm like, shoot, I need to do that level. Anyways, I'll complain again next week. I'll get through it and then play like cool games that have that are in my backlog.
Hey, Expedition 33 is right there.
I know it's downloaded and waiting for me, but it's been Tooie time.
You're gonna start playing it as I'm like finishing up and putting it away.
Most likely.
That's gonna happen here. Oh well. Let me go over to
Chronicles X yet?
No, I have not finished it. No.
Interesting.
I've not.
I have also not finished Xenoblade Chronicles X because Expedition came out, and I'm waiting for that 60 frames per second patch too. And I'm doing everything in the game. I'm at 70 something hours though. So
interesting. Still hasn't been made. Yes. Interesting.
Oh, by the way, I just want to mention real quick, Sean. I looked up how long to beat with Xenoblade Chronicles X, and it says 68 hours to beat the game, and that's doing minimal side quests. I think you beat it in 65 hours, if I'm not correct.
No, I was over 70.
When you beat the game?
Yeah, because I'm over 80 now.
Okay, but when you beat the game, what were you at?
I was at over 70.
How many?
Over 70.
You didn't do many side quests, did you, Sean?
I did a lot of side quests.
Can I see your Frontier net? You mind showing it?
I don't have my Switch. If you want me to go get my Switch and charge it real quick because I haven't done the update, sure.
Well, just post it on Twitter.
No, I'll go get it.
Hey, I was going to ask Sean how he's doing. He's using a different handheld that I thought he wanted to brag about.
Superior handheld.
Already doing
all
it
this
beforehand.
Nonsense. The original Nintendo Switch.
Oh my god.
The new screen, Mega EverDrive Pro attached to it. Before I go, here's my Bella Ramsey impression. Hi, my name is Bella Ramsey.
Sean is obsessed with Bella. He's brought her up to me like 4 times, like in different situations.
And he won't watch the Last of Us HBO series. He just wants to talk about Bella Ramsey all the time.
He won't watch The Boys either.
But that show is so good.
Yeah.
Wait, is Bella Ramsey the main girl?
Bella Ramsey's playing Ellie. Yeah.
Yeah. In Last of Us.
Yep. I don't think Sean's seen Breaking Bad though, so like, he's got a lot to go back to. Yeah.
That's just criminal.
Bad.
I don't think he's. Does
seen Sean watch TV?
He watches
besides sports.
Watch The Simpsons. Watch The Simpsons.
Oh yeah,
that's
he
mostly
does.
it.
And Full House.
He can recite The Simpsons back to you.
Oh, he's. Can he hear us?
He's thinking.
No.
I told him, Sean, you could recite The Simpsons back, but I couldn't remember which season you stop at and then restart.
15.
15. Thank you. Watch the first 15, no more.
I gotta plug this in.
Okay.
Give it a minute because you have to charge the system up first.
Okay, gotcha. I know. I said you hadn't watched Breaking Bad before.
No, I'm not gonna watch that.
No. I just said you watched Simpsons all the time.
Do you not like TV? Do you not like good TV?
I mean, if I want to I don't know. It just doesn't appeal to me. It's like,
Okay.
meth, selling meth. That's cool.
But that's not what the show's about, really. It is, but it isn't. Jesse Pinkman, you would love that guy. That would be like your guy.
That kind of would be.
Yeah.
I just said you're very knowledgeable of all the old wrestling stuff that no one's heard of because you watch that in The Simpsons all the time.
Do you like my Hooters racing shirt?
Thank you.
I don't know when I bought this. I found it in my dryer, and I was like, "This is a cool shirt. I like this."
You found it in the dryer, not in like your closet.
No, it was in the dryer. So at some point, I've worn it before, and then I washed it because I just wash my clothes and then I put them in the dryer, and then I just leave them in the dryer. So like every morning, I had to come downstairs, get some undies, get a shirt, and I found this shirt, and I was like, "All right."
Well,
single life is great, huh?
It is.
That is a single life right there.
This is a single life right here. If
that is right there.
My wife would. She'd grab me by the ear if I did shit like that. Just leave stuff in the trash. I think I might grab by the ear and pull it away. Hey, come get this.
Oh, I gotta go, guys. If CN is going to be on a podcast, he needs to put his video game down.
Josie, how you doing over there?
Good. Happy to be back.
Internet's holding up?
I think so. Okay, I moved. Mm-hmm. We got mesh Wi-Fi, which we've had, but I got another one, moved it into my room. So maybe it's better. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Okay. Good stuff. We'll test it then. Here, let me see. Oh, we do have a couple of. Oh, there's Varang. What's up, Varang? Says, I'm graduating with my master's this weekend, playing Persona 5 and planning on playing Oblivion later. Excited for Switch 2 as well. Wow, nice. The master's this weekend.
Congrats.
You celebrated with Sean a year too early at the after party.
Congrats on the master's degree, man. That's tough. My sister got one. I know what she went through to get one, so it's difficult. So congrats, man.
Proud of you.
Good job.
Yeah, if you come out too many games, we'll see what Sean can do at the hotel this time.
If I'm drunk, I'll buy you some drinks, I'm sure.
There you go, Brian. Casual Noob Gamer says, happy May 3rd, everyone. Hopefully John doesn't forget to read my Patreon question this week and can't wait for RPG 85 to weigh in on Clair 33.
I haven't played it yet.
Oh, okay. Expedition 33. Yeah, you do need to play that, Sean.
I do need to play it.
I'm wrapping it up. I beat the game and I'm finishing up like the end game. There's like super bosses and dungeons that are high level. I'm just going through some of that stuff now just to finish it up. And at this point, characters in like the 80s for my level. I'm 31 hours in, so it hasn't been like a wow, this taking forever kind of game.
Yeah, I think that's like 35 hours to beat it.
That's crazy that I'm 30 hours in and I'm like nowhere near all that. I'm level 50 something. And I think I'm playing it completely different.
I mean, it's like the parry dodge thing. If for some reason it has, I think it's clicked with me more than some other, the average person playing this has. I've seen some people say they're putting it down because like the dodge parry just isn't.
Oh, I got the dodge parry stuff. I'm doing that. Like I think I posted a gameplay clip of I fought a super boss and I parried every single thing, didn't get hit. So that's down. But like some of the super bosses in the game on the hard mode are just like. It's like one hit. Even if you're like really good, you got defense. It's just one hit, you're dead. You know what I'm saying? If you mistime your dodge or if you just whatever. So there was this one. I'm not gonna say what it is, but there's this one super boss that literally they change modes and then it's just even if you have high defense and everything, it doesn't matter. It's one hit and you're dead. If you're trying to parry, at least if you're trying to parry, so you can dodge it.
Yep.
But that's lame.
You'll run into those even on like I'm playing the regular difficulty. You'll run into those still. Like even at my level where I'm like 80, I think one's 86 or 87. They're varying because some people in the reserve. Even then I'm still finding those people. So it's
I think the game scales a bit. I think there might be some because they don't tell you what level.
Well, I went back to some of the other bosses that were on the map, the big ones that I kind of avoided. I walked back, slapped them once and killed them.
So then it doesn't then. Okay.
Yeah, because eventually, it's they definitely leaned into the late game stuff. You can tell they definitely leaned into the Final Fantasy X mechanic of, well, when you've beaten the game and you get you can just break the game. It's like that. When you get Final Fantasy X and you just start breaking damage limit 9,000, 99,000, whatever. It's like that. So I do like that they weren't worried about people getting super high damage numbers. That actually I think makes the end game of these RPGs more fun.
And that's the interesting thing. Like, I noticed that. Like, I remember when they did the trailer, they showed that people were doing that much damage, and I'm like, I wonder how long it's going to take me to do that. But if you know what you're doing, like with your Pictos and all that, you can get that fairly. You can do 9,999 damage fairly early. I mean, if you set up everything, there's certain, like I said, certain things that you can do. So
people have shown they've hit in the millions, and they're like, you break the damage limit, and you can do whatever you want, basically. And it's like, which you do get eventually at some point, I'll say, in the game, but it's been fun. It's good. It's a good game. Recommend it.
Good.
And it's on Game Pass. So hey, if you're not even sure and you have Game Pass, give it a download.
Did you see, not to go on it again, did you see the I think they did the Digital Foundry thing on there? Did you see that?
I haven't seen the Digital Foundry thing yet now.
Okay. I was surprised.
They talk about, because it's UE5. I was curious how
they talk about I think PS5 Pro 1080p. Even on PS5 Pro, which I didn't notice. That's what I'm saying. I didn't notice. That's the, not to say that it's bad. It looks great on my OLED, but I didn't notice that it was a 1080p. I think they said 1080p was with some like upsampling or something, but native 1080p. So I was like, oh, okay, this looks really good. I didn't even, it's really good.
I think this is a game where the art style and the direction really holds it up.
Yeah.
So I think that's what a lot of it is. It looks very impressive on an OLED. I will say that.
Yeah.
This was from Dave. It says, maybe it's recency bias, but Clair Obscur has the best turn-based combat system ever. Addictive without feeling repetitive or tedious.
Definitely a little bit of recency, but I think in terms of like modern turn-based RPGs, definitely one of the best, if not the best. Yeah, I definitely 100% agree.
I'd say it's probably one of the most engaging ones, like from battle to battle. I'd say so. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to count like Metaphor, Refantasio, that battle system is incredible. It's a bit more in depth in a lot of different ways, but or even like SMT5 Vengeance, another incredible turn-based battle system. But yeah, they're Clair Obscur in terms of like from a Western developer, like this is probably one of the best. Like to me, it's like the best Western developed RPG since Mass Effect. Just me personally. I know there's been Baldur's Gate and there's been other great ones since then, but for me.
Cody Bishop says, "Rip Giant Bomb, a cast of absolute legends." Yeah, the layoff stuff. We'll talk about some of that with it later on as well, but definitely. It's your boy says, John must be chugging a beer before their pod. Those are the college days. You do that and you leave your clothes in the dryer. That's how it was.
Shut the fuck
up. Oh wow, look, Evan's here.
Evan's
here. Oh, you just got back.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're at your it's like a LAN party, right?
Tournament.
Oh,
was that is that for Warhammer?
Did you win?
No.
Wow.
No.
It wasn't like too many games last year where you won because you filibustered and held out.
That was Underworlds. I took middle.
Real quick,
hold on. We have to, so people don't freak out on the show because I didn't play the game right or something. We are. Thank you.
Here we go.
Here's my party. Pull up the status here. You can see the levels of everyone and all that sort of stuff. Main characters level 65.
That's Iron.
Yeah, because I played the fucking game. Here's my Frontier nav.
He could be faking it.
Yeah, I could. Do you want me to?
Whose save file did you download for this?
Do you want me to spoil the final boss for you, OJ, in the final area? Primordia is 85% complete.
Okay,
all that is completed. Here are other regions. Here's
what's the completion for the other region?
For the sand regions.
What I can't see it. It's so just
61.49. I haven't really done the Caldros. I haven't done much Caldros. Caldros is only 25. 47 on Selenium. Yeah, I didn't need to because I beat the game. And then 60% on Noctilum. Noctilum, yeah. So are those numbers okay? Are those good enough?
They're kind of low, but they're passable. They're passable.
All right. Thank you.
You gotta let a man enjoy his game, man, OJ. God damn. This is like the RPG police over here. How many hours? Name 7 Xenoblade characters. Oh yeah, you like Xenoblade? Name every single game.
Name every.
Well, that's not that hard. There's not that many Xenoblade.
Oh, that's true. You like Xenoblade? Name every monster.
Name every game that starts with Xeno.
Name every game that starts with the X.
Flukas says, Celia and RGT, that Game and Talk was off the rails. Loved it. The pants incident was gold.
For context, Sean was wearing his pants backwards because I guess he has a hole in it.
How does that even?
They're sweatpants.
So
And-
it wasn't the full-on butt crack we got.
So
No.
what?
over
You
here?
stood up, or what
Okay,
happened?
But he stood up, and then his shorts were like also there, but it looked like his pants were falling down, and like a lot of things were going on. And so there's a clip of me being like, Sean, like, what's going on with your pants? Are you taking like I was very confused. What was
These
happening?
are a pair of sweatpants that I like to
Oh,
wear when I'm lounging around the house, and they have a hole in the front. So that's how I know, and I noticed that the hole was not there. So during the show, I was like, oh, fuck, they're on backwards.
So you stood up to show everyone.
No, I didn't do that.
No,
I
he
stood
was
up.
standing up because
I was standing up because of the Knicks game.
Well, that doesn't. I mean, that's not as bad as the time that we're literally his ass was out on screen. Like,
I'll do it
Well,
again.
I
I get this whole channel demonetized.
One
Don't
time he
fuck
just
with
got
me.
up and it was the 8 Mile line. It was like walk my white ass across the back, like 8 Mile, like back to it was
Oh
it
my
was the B
God.
Rabbit scene.
Zoop says, assuming you pay enough to avoid common FOMO, Genshin clones will give more content per buck than Elder Scrolls 6. Genshin clones, I don't know. Elder Scrolls 6 for Game Pass? I don't know.
I'm good on the free to play Genshin stuff. For Genshin clones.
2020.
I've been playing Oblivion a little bit. I like it.
Oh, wow. Okay, interesting. Hold on. Did you played Skyrim and not Oblivion back in the day?
Yes.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Christopher says, purchased WoW sweater other day. Join the club.
Let's go.
Superness Matt, it says, I'm just messing with you, Sean. It's all good.
Can I get that $2? Because I mean, I made that happen. Let's be real here.
Take the YouTube cut, the taxes, and I'll drop you at 75 cents at too many games.
I'll take it.
Get you a little. You get a soda. Hey, you almost get a soda with that.
I'll take it.
Where? It's like $2.
Oh, AJ says if Fortnite is coming back to iOS this week, and Microsoft finally integrate cloud gaming into the Xbox app. Also, anyone going to PAX? I'm not going to PAX. I don't know if anyone else is.
No, I'll be at West though.
Oh, PAX West. Okay, there we go.
I am not going to PAX either.
No.
Microsoft may be able to do that, but we got Epic is still like beating Apple over the head right now, so more has to happen. Lupik says waiting for Switch 2 to finish Xeno X.
Yep.
RGT Season 5. Ooh.
I mean, it's going to be tough. It's definitely going to be tough because we really do not have a bench. But, crazier things have happened.
Never know. Claw says Clair Obscur's frequent autosaves make it easy to play short periods to farm daily Microsoft reward points. Very helpful if you don't have much time to spare.
Very easy. There's really no grinding in Clair Obscur. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. But yeah, there's really easy spots to grind, like where you can get tons of experience and just level up quickly.
Josie, you are playing Oblivion Remastered.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about it? I'm honestly curious because I don't know if people are going to look at it and be like, it's better than a Skyrim, but I'm curious as someone who didn't play Oblivion. You played Skyrim. What do you think?
I think it's cool. I mean, I haven't played Skyrim for years, so I didn't really remember it super well. I mean, I'm trying to get into the Mages Guild right now. It's a little tedious at some points, but I like it. I like the missions. I like all that stuff. I really like the social thing where you can like interact with them and you have to like piss them off a little bit, but also like make them happy and get a couple points. So I don't know. I haven't gone like super deep into it, but I'm liking it so far.
Okay. You're playing that on what are you playing it on? PC?
Xbox.
All right. On the Series S.
Yes.
Interesting. Cause I feel like I only ever hear anyone talk about it on the PS5 Pro or the Xbox Series X. How's it on the S?
It runs pretty well. I haven't really seen any issues.
Okay. It's usually in like the open world that people notice that the frame, like I've noticed even on the PS5 Pro, the frame rate just struggles. And then Sean turned it on quality mode and almost threw up.
I watched
that quality mode is atrocious.
When you said that, Sean, I wanted to see what Digital Foundry said on it. And yeah, they were like, oof.
I don't think
it
the
literally
Series S has
I
performance or quality though. I don't think it does.
I don't get nauseous
No,
playing video games, like even VR and shit. I got nauseous in the first, minute of trying it on quality mode. I was blown away.
Yeah, I think the
Really?
Series S just has one mode.
Yeah.
I don't think it has either.
Yeah, I
Series
haven't
S
messed
doesn't,
around with it at all, but I haven't really noticed anything that bad. I don't really play it in the first person mode. I usually like skip it out to third person because I don't like very many first person games, but it's okay. I'm liking it enough to keep playing it, so I've had a good
You got
time
it on
with it.
Game Pass, right, Josie?
Yeah. So I didn't pay for it, or
so-
it's like included with Game Pass.
Well, you paid for it, but yeah. You gonna play Clair Obscur next?
Oh gosh.
I don't know.
Don't.
It's not Game Pass.
Because then the fucking RPG Gestapo over here will ask you a million questions of it. Need to see your save file, your completion percent. What difficulty you play it on? I don't know.
You're always teasing us that we haven't beat the game yet, Sean. So I mean, sorry, I'm just responding to that.
Hey, I'm just
right.
All I'm
Sean's like,
saying is something factual. It was addressed to John. It was addressed to John because John has been playing it. John says that's his. Okay, never mind.
That's
he says that's his treadmill game.
Yeah, I've just been playing Clair Obscur a lot, even just randomly. So very good game. Very good game.
I've been playing Mario Odyssey on the treadmill.
Mario Odyssey. That's those. I guess that could work. First person ones are hard. I don't know how you play it, Call of Duty on there, Sean. So I feel like I would start looking to the right and then just start trailing to the right. I don't know how I would do that. I feel like I'd fall off the treadmill.
I don't. I don't use the treadmill for Call of Duty. I have a yoga mat and I just walk on that and run on that and it works good. Like I don't get because even that one time I was playing Halo and I fucking fell on the goddamn.
You fell off the treadmill. Yeah.
Wasn't a good experience.
The yoga mat, the slow moving mat, like it's a slower walking mat. Yeah. Okay.
They're called walking pads, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just slower, so it's easier to keep your line.
I don't know how you guys do that. I've tried that with like a Game Boy Color, and I'll just like walk off or like.
It's pretty easy with the Switch because you can just hold the Joy-Con like down on your waist and just like actually walk normally.
Oh,
like that's what I've been doing.
At the floor?
No, like you set the Switch up like right.
Yeah, then you hold it down at your. Oh, you have it on the TV. Okay, I thought you were just like
on like
against you, just like looking straight down.
No. Yeah, that's what I was imagining. Like you're walking and doing that.
No, I just take the Joy-Cons off and like set it right there and then just walk.
Yeah, I have a stationary bike in my den and like drag that over. That's
if you're pretty centered and you have a large TV, it's not bad. Like my treadmill is off to the side, which doesn't help.
Let's talk about some of the topics I have here for us. So I guess we'll start with the big one. Well, actually, there's two really big stories, but the one that obviously made waves for pretty much everyone was Microsoft raising prices across the board, and it wasn't even just a little bit. It was a lot. So I have. Let me see. Here we go. I have the PDF for it, which just shows all the price changes here. And we have the Xbox Series S, the new price. So, Josie, how much was your? I should ask you before I should. How much was your Series S when you bought it?
They were having a promotion, so I think I got mine for $250.
You got it for $250. Okay. Well, they're $379.99 now. $380 for the 512 gigs.
Not that big of a difference.
$380. So it was originally the price for it that they had marked down as MSRP was $300. So they're saying it moved up $80. The Series S 1 terabyte is up to $430. The Series X digital is $550. The Series X that launched at $500 in 2020 is now $600. And they did break the $700 mark with the Series X 2 terabyte Galaxy Black Special Edition at $730. So anyone who bought an Xbox Series system in the last 3.5 years, almost 4 years, basically, your console is technically appreciated in value. But everyone who hasn't bought it, I don't really know why you'd buy an Xbox now.
Yeah, no.
It's extremely hard sell.
It's really wild to look at my Xbox and be like, you were a great financial investment.
It's like the stock market, it only goes up.
Wild.
You know what's going to be crazy? That Galaxy Xbox, that one's probably become incredibly rare in the future.
Yeah, I mean, because no one who's going to buy it for $730.
It's I think people already it's sold out.
I don't know why they would even make them. I don't know why they ship or make them.
They're not going to make many of them, but the ones that are made, I think those are going to actually, like I said, there's not going to be a ton, but those ones are going to sell out, and those are going to become incredibly rare. because of it's the process of the manufacturing process. Like Microsoft isn't going to just make a ton of those because of the process that it takes. It's $729, right? 700.
Yep, 730.
$729. So yeah, so people that have them already, yeah, hold on to it, because I think in the future those are going to be worth quite a bit.
Yeah, and we're back to that. We're actually at the $600 mark now for systems. Like all these companies are so worried about having their base system there. Although I guess they have the Series S, so they can pretend like, oh, that's our base price is $380. It's like, I feel like a lot of people would look around at, okay, what's the 4K system, and then kind of go from there and figure out finances. But $600 for an Xbox Series, and then they have some of their accessories, their wireless controllers, $65 for the core. They have like limited edition colors or different colors you can pick from at $70. I mean, we've talked about controllers now, like the Switch 2 Pro controller is that $85 or something. So that I saw that, funny enough, and I was like, okay, that's $65. Then the wireless special edition controller, $80 or $90. The Elite wireless controller Series 2 is $150, $200 with all the attachments. A wireless headset through them now is $120. Things are just very expensive now. Prices are high. And they announced this immediately. It happened May 1st. They announced it. Boom. Prices were in effect. So everyone is kind of concerned now in general for pricing from Sony, because I don't know how, if Microsoft isn't holding this price, I'm not really sure how Sony holds it as well. I'm kind of thinking Sony.
No, 100%
go up in price.
Yeah. Probably. I would say this upcoming week.
Do you guys want to take bets? What day?
I say Wednesday.
I don't know about this week.
I think Tuesday.
Wednesday feels like a day everyone will just overlook the news and just not care.
Okay, yeah, because like the PS5 is still manufactured in China too, as well. So
the PS5, yeah. So the PS5, I feel like Sony was trying to do something with that, but like the vast majority of their systems do come out of China. Same with Microsoft. The vast majority of their Xboxes come out of China. And it is interesting, the timing, I will say this, for Microsoft with the tariff stuff, as again, people are going back and forth online about all of this with the tariffs, but there was a loophole that got closed on May 2nd, and Microsoft announced this May 1st for shipments from China. So the timing definitely lines up of, we do these things in batches. It's 145% tariff, price is going up. Now, I think there is we talked about this, Sean. There's a lot going on here with this, because we have people love to use the inflation calculator. How many times we see that in the past 2 weeks now? Inflation calculators everywhere. People love that thing. But the tariffs obviously is something that's being pointed to here. Nintendo pointed to it. Microsoft kind of alluded to it, but they didn't necessarily point directly at it. And I feel like we're going to have Sony discuss this at least with investors, if not an announcement this week coming up. But if let's say the tariffs keep going back and forth, like who knows what'll happen this week coming up. If the tariffs go away this week, are these prices going to go down next week?
No.
The Band-Aid's been ripped off.
The tariff and world economic situation is the comfort blanket, because you don't even have to explain it. You don't even that's the beauty of it, is you can just point to that, and nobody will say, oh, shareholders won't question. Nobody's going to question it. It's that security blanket that you have, and you can do what you feel like you need to do or want to do or haven't had the balls to do with it. Does it play a role? Of course it does. Is it a thing that when, or if I should say, they adjust, because more than likely they will. Are you going to see a dramatic decrease in these prices? No, you're not. Like it's a simple thing. There's a thread that Gene Park had shared from a guy. What was his job title? Like financing at Square Enix or something like that?
It's I see Gene Park to share it. It's Business Square Enix Holdings.
Yeah, who kind of broke down why just saying tariffs is not the proper answer to this. And a lot of it is just people talking because you hear things, and if that's what you you want to attach yourself to that, like, yeah, sure, you can. But it's a lot more nuanced than just what you kind of see at the surface level.
And at best, what you're going to see out of this is occasional sales that feel awesome that might whip people up to want to purchase stuff, because people do respond better to seeing a sale rather than seeing a console that they can't put on sale.
Exactly.
And that just constantly stays at the same price.
It's like having, it's like a Black Friday sale on something that might have been $500 earlier in the year. Then in the summer, they jacked it up to $700. Then it's on sale Black Friday at $599.99, $100 savings. Look at this. You're getting the savings now. And like people, they eat it up. They're like, oh, I've got to get it now.
Yeah. I mean, I see what you're saying for sure, Sean. I look at it because the tariffs are 100%. And if you look at the Xbox Series is not selling like crazy. There is no incentive to have this type of bad PR or whatever if there wasn't a serious problem. The Xbox Series it's not like it's in any position of power. So them doing this, there is a definitive and reason why this is being done. I don't think it's a scapegoat for tariffs personally. I think that the tariffs are there, and I think that the inflation and economy is there. Otherwise, there is zero reason to hit yourself with an Xbox for a $700 Xbox Series X 5 years after the system is launched. You're raising the price that much. The only way this is being done is because there are circumstances that is causing it. I don't think this is because they want to make more money out of nowhere. There's no way. This system is not selling. So if they were in a position of power, I would agree 100% with that. But but they're not. The Series S does not sell. The Series X does not sell.
That's the thing, OJ, because you're saying it's not selling. I'm seeing people in chat be like, oh, we just have to stop buying it. We're talking about the Xbox here. People already tried that.
I mean, we have the finances always say down 30% hardware, down 25% hardware.
Yeah,
it was shocking when I think they said it was down 6%. And it's like, well, yeah, the closer you get to zero, eventually those percentages are going to slow.
There is no incentive for them to raise the prices and think that's going to help them in any type of way. There's zero. There's nothing. Now, if this was Sony first, you can say, okay, Sony's selling a lot. You can kind of say that a little bit more. Like, okay, tariffs, they're selling a lot, but Xbox is not selling. So raising the prices to this degree is, to me, there's definitely a large circumstance that's causing this. There's that.
OJ, I agree with OJ on like them needing to. Do I think it's the right move? No. I've been pushing against expensive
I don't like
consoles forever.
I do not like that either. I want to make sure I put that. I do not like the price raises, and I don't think it'd be I'm not saying that that's a good thing or anything like that. I just want to make sure I make that clear.
Oh, of course. Yeah. So you guys heard it from OJ. He likes it when the prices go up.
No.
Mine goes up for OJ.
He's like, I love it. Your t-shirt says it too. I heart inflation. Yeah. But it's just kind of like one of those things that they could have, if things weren't super messed up, like they could have positioned themselves as the more economic option for boosting console sales. You're looking at everything, they're going up. But this, it's good value. You can play your Xbox on this and everything else. It would have made sense to do that, and then possibly get more sales coming into the holiday season. Since it would be the cheaper option. So yeah, but things aren't looking good.
Xbox doesn't really care about selling hardware. Remember, everything is an Xbox. It's about games for them.
And now hardwares are expensive, just like everything.
Yeah, hardware is not their main focus. It hasn't been their main focus for a while now. And that's why they're putting games on things like other platforms and stuff like that, because they want publisher money. Weren't they the biggest publisher for the first half of 2025 on PlayStation?
PlayStation, yeah.
Yep. I mean, that's where they're making money. You're not making money on hardware. So raise the prices. Who cares? Nobody's buying this shit anyways. Like,
I do not think that they're pitching that to their stakeholders going,
there's no way
let's just raise the prices. No one's buying this shit anyway. And then they all high five in the back room. No, that's not how that works either. Well,
what about the $80 game?
That's a whole completely different.
Oh yeah, but
Xbox is doing that now.
I can explain. I can explain it if you guys want.
Yeah, go for it.
They did mention that they're going to be raising some games. As again, we heard a variety of pricing, variable pricing. They're going to decide which games should be 80 and which ones should be less. So that's starting this holiday season. It seems obvious. Call of Duty, we'll just throw that out there. Most likely, as an example, an $80 game. It's probably the most expensive game they create nowadays.
And you're going to find a ton of these on Game Pass just before they raise the price on it.
Yeah, don't leave Game Pass out of it. They haven't announced it
raise
yet.
The price of Game Pass. Yeah,
that price is going up.
they'll probably do that. Because, I mean, if they didn't care, then just leave the price the same. If they don't care about hardware, what's the point of taking this PR hit? If hardware doesn't matter, just leave the price. Just leave it.
Because I don't think they want to lose money on it. I don't think they care to lose that much money on it.
Jumping on in a couple of these things. So Sean mentioning that Xbox only cares about software. Well, yeah, they did the pivot for that because user acquisition to get people to switch over to a console rather than doing their normal buying patterns on their own console is much cheaper. Like user acquisition is very costly in general, especially since people are pretty settled into what console or platform that they're playing on. And that's like the main thing that they do. So just touching on that note, the $80 games, I'm pretty sure, and obviously I have no inside info on this, that probably was a background discussion with all platform holders. So variable pricing, unfortunately, I think is their new thing. If consumer buying patterns show, hey, that doesn't work, people don't buy the $80 games, then they'll pivot. But as we've seen with the Switch 2 pre-orders, people will pay for the $80 Mario Kart, so they're going to pay for the $80 whatever on the other platforms, except Xbox, because I don't know if
I don't know if people are going to buy $80 games on Xbox. I don't know if they are.
I literally corrected myself. Sorry, $80 games on PlayStation. Unfortunately, Xbox's buyer ecosystem is a little weird, so
doesn't exist.
Maybe you don't want to say that. Some
it's
people
a renter
buy
ecosystem,
games on
the
Xbox.
Netflix
Okay,
ecosystem.
There are some sales. And we'll see. Maybe Xbox's ecosystem could help sway, showing that people aren't going to buy the $80 games. I don't know. We'll see.
Have their prices gone up anywhere aside from the US?
Yeah, it's basically worldwide. The price raises. Yeah, so they've moved it up. I think they had a list of this. The PDF I had here is just for the United States.
Okay,
but I believe they had it in like Europe, Australia. They had like basically
it's everywhere.
A columns and rows and all over the place trying to show it. But for the most part, it seemed to go up roughly 30% worldwide. Seemed to be what the price increase was per SKU or console. So the price just went up everywhere. It's an expensive system everywhere now. Just for context, why I mentioned Call of Duty is most likely an $80 game this holiday. This was actually done by Steven Dattilo, who looked into some of the filings that were done with the FTC because it's like really poor redactions in general. That's how we found out about The Last of Us Part 2's budget was, I think, $225 million or something. But in 2019, Modern Warfare's budget was $640 million. And Black Ops Cold War in 2020. So 5 years ago, before all madness broke out with inflation.
All paid out to celebrities. What are you talking about? That's marketing budget to all the celebrities they use for their games.
That was $700 million for their budget on that 5 years ago. So I don't know if they're getting close to that $1 billion mark. They might be for Call of Duty development, which is crazy. But that thing's $80. However, we are now contending with $80 games, and I Ghost of Yote was listed at $70
for now.
So somehow, right, at least in this period of time currently, which might last less than a few days. We'll see what this week holds for us.
Well, I mean, if you want the full game, it's 80, but yeah, it's 70.
Get that horse armor.
I mean, if you want
they have like DLC, but
yeah,
like
they ripped out of the game, but
stuff or something.
Yeah.
But they have it at $70. So somehow, some way, at least right now, Sony is like the budget-minded system, which is weird
for the week.
For the week, yeah.
Because Yote isn't coming out until October, and if you honestly think that's gonna stay the same, I mean, it could, but I'm leaning more towards it not.
I still think it'd be the greatest dunk ever if GTA was like $70 and that's it.
Make it 50. Fuck
No
it.
way.
Dude, if they did it for 50, it'd be
Go
the
on
greatest
bulk.
dunk of all time.
Go on
There's
bulk.
Their shareholders would revolt, and they would.
And
Until
that-
it sells
and
like
there's-
10 times more than
Yeah,
any game.
and then
and
they'd be
ever.
there's the
thinking we
biggest
could've-
problem.
We could have made we could have made a
Yeah,
million
but that's-
times more. You
that's the
dumbasses!
dumb
It should have
side
been
of it.
priced double that.
And
That's
there's
how-
the biggest
That's
problem.
how shareholders work. They no matter how much money
Shareholders.
you make.
Yeah, shareholders. The
Shareholders
like-
have fucked up the entire industry.
Well, I mean, shareholders have been. I mean, it's not just gaming. Shareholders in like damn near everything.
Companies
Yeah.
going public fucked.
Yeah,
the
everything's
entire
going
world.
public. I mean, it's going public. There's shareholders in everything.
Meanwhile, Valve completely private. Fine.
Yeah.
now.
Trucking right along.
Yeah, once Gabe dies or moves on, it's just they'll probably go public and screw
Oh,
it.
yeah,
Or
for
they go
sure.
public,
Oh, boy.
somebody
Unless
buys
he, puts
them.
he could put it in his will or something, right?
Yeah, can't fuck with this.
We'll see with Valve. That's the thing that always concerns me as Gabe gets older, thinking about retirement, moving away. It's like
He can have a protege. He probably has a protege.
Yeah, but that guy could have secret dealings. So he's like, yeah, I'll definitely run this normal.
Secret gaming dealings, backdoor gamings. That's okay.
If it makes money. If it makes
They make
money.
it- I mean, Steam makes a lot of money. I mean, obviously they make way more money if they were public, but
It's
you
never
lose the
enough.
control. You know, you lose a lot.
Yeah,
of
but
the
they
control
all
of the
like
people.
everyone that works there makes so much more money than almost any person in this
I
country.
mean,
Yeah,
a company that pocketed $4 billion in revenue introduced the $80 game this year. That pocketed $4 billion in revenue last year introduced the $80 game this year. So it's truly never enough. You got to squeeze that blood, see how much you can get out of it.
It's a variable pricing.
Mm-hmm.
If
I hate
Wendy's can
it.
do variable pricing, so can games.
I hate everything.
I saw McDonald's
No,
is doing a $5 meal now.
Well, okay, that's the $5 meal. There's fast food places in this country that different times of day will have different pricings.
Like happy hour.
Yeah, basically, if there's higher foot traffic, the burger costs more.
Yeah, well, that was the thing at Sonic back in the day. Shit was cheaper from 2 to 5 because that was happy hour.
Did you see somebody tweeted out the old dollar menu from McDonald's from like 20 years ago or something? It is crazy looking now. It's like some of the stuff on there was 79 cents or something.
Dude, it wasn't even McDonald's. Go to Taco Bell with $50 and just make everyone angry.
Well, you used to be able to
50 burritos, please.
you could get the 12 soft tacos for $10. We used to buy when it was
Okay,
me
we
and
had
a couple
50 bucks
buddies
back then.
living in a house together. We used to get that for dinner. We'd all have 4 tacos.
Hey,
Cost us
Can't beat that.
$3.33.
can't beat it. So we think potentially this week Sony could make a move because they have their investors stuff not this week, the following week, and they're absolutely being asked about tariffs and how they're dealing with it. That is definitely happening.
We need more money. We're shareholders. We need more money.
That's just how it is, man.
Yeah,
How will the shareholders buy their third yacht if they do not raise the price of these consoles? Think
We need
of
to
their
start thinking
value.
start thinking
Well,
about the
then-
families of the shareholders more.
Then,
Everybody.
as
Yeah.
they stop making money, they'll blame the creatives, and the creatives will get laid off.
Mhm.
so
Just how it
right
is.
now the
Like you
PS5
already
Pro,
see.
right now the PS5 Pro is $30 cheaper than the Series X 2 terabyte.
That's digital only,
Ugh.
right?
For just without the disk drive for the
Yeah,
for
without
PS5
with
Pro.
the disk
Yeah.
drive, you got to put that on there. But I mean, these systems, they already don't really make a ton of money, you know. And then if you have the import on top of that, I think that's where they are looking at it from that standpoint, you know. So I'm going to be interested to see what Sony does. Like if you're looking at like even like next generation, that's going to be super interesting. What's the price of the next system going to be?
Oh yeah,
PS5
true.
Pro is 700, and I don't think they're making any profit off that PS5 Pro. I don't think they're making too much off of that if they are. So what's the next system going to be? That's going to be crazy.
The next Xbox is a $100 Fire Stick. That's
Well,
all it
that
is.
I mean, let's say that
Xbox.
that PS5 Pro might just go up into $750, $800 without the disk drive. I mean, some people are joking about the $1,000 system for next generation.
I wouldn't joke. I wouldn't.
Yeah, we're
joke
getting
about that.
because
I mean,
a PS5 Pro with the disk drive. I have both, and that is legitimately after tax. My nice California tax. It's definitely 800. It's 800 something with tax, so that is close-ish, right? It's kind of getting up there.
PC about to become the budget gaming option.
No, because PC parts are about PC.
That's
parts
true.
are crazy.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I just saw
iPhones are going to be
Yeah.
the budget option, and those are like over $1,000.
Yeah.
There's like a big push to try to bring like chip manufacturing back to the US. So I'd be real concerned about any of the GPUs right now that are being sold. Like that is going to get some probably crazy stuff tacked on top.
Yeah, that's true.
chip manufacturing in the Ooh, look, the prices for that. I think prices are expensive now. If it's done here, people don't want to do those jobs, and if they do, you got to pay them better than what.
Yeah, you got to if you're going to bring it here, you got to lower the cost for them to be able to live doing it.
8-Bit Dough had a whole thing that happened the other day where on their website they posted that they weren't going to ship to the US anymore because of the tariffs. Like they're putting a hold on all shipments to the US, and they pulled it down for now and replaced it with the factories are closed for Labor Day or something. So I don't know if it's back up the following week. So I'm not sure.
Wait.
If you say tariffs, go ahead.
Oh, their factories are closed for Labor Day. Like that, I feel like that doesn't happen. Do they have Labor Day?
No,
because like I worked in third party.
China's Labor Day. It says known as May Day. It's a national holiday celebrated on May 1st.
On May 1st, but then everyone comes back like a week later.
So they said they're going
to take a while to spin back up.
But for sorry, my brain's just fact checking that because I know production schedules. I worked in third party. I worked with factories. I know how it works.
If you mention tariffs, then it becomes people start getting super like political about it, right? Like you get a lot of people that want to get like crazy on one side or another. So if you say that, because of how it can be a little bit of a charged topic for some people, not normal people, but for some people, it can get pretty crazy online if you just mention them, right? In that type of way, all things considered. So I think companies are avoiding using not everyone, but some companies are avoiding using the word, tariff on there.
Oof.
People have posted some of their receipts like on the for tariffs on stuff coming in, and they have like $2,000 in parts, and then the fee on top is $2,500 or something crazy. It's like what?
Amazon tried to do the tariff. Amazon tried to do the tariff calculator, and they were told not to.
Yeah, then they got gagged by the government. They got gagged by
don't do that.
Did you guys see that? That was crazy.
I did see that. They were like Bezos was like, no, we didn't do that. Bullshit. Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay,
I'd actually be curious to see that when I buy something. I don't know. It'd be interesting just to see the breakdown.
They were just going to do it on like Amazon Haul, I think, though, which is like the Temu Amazon experience.
Government don't ask them for receipts ask them where your tax is being paid, spend for it. Don't ask them that. They don't like that. I'm going to pay this, but where's all this going? What's this used for? Then you disappear.
I like how every company is walking everything back right now, constantly. We're going to do this. We're not going to do this. Actually, we're just kidding. That was a joke. Don't remember that every single second.
Yeah.
Capitalism.
Yeah.
I'm laughing but crying. It's weird.
Well, the other game that was mentioned that could be more than $80 is GTA 6 because it is delayed. So everyone said it was not coming out this year. Go ahead, take your victory lap, which I know Sean, that was one. I was there for the 2025 people. I was holding out hope. I was like, Rockstar, they can do it.
Foolish.
They can do it. And then they didn't. It's coming out May 26, 2026. So we have a release date for it. Just, a year from now. I wonder if people were reading that, didn't read the headline, looked at, May 26, 2026. Yeah. They said it's just to help polish the game further. They just need more time on it. Jason Schreier followed up on his account and mentioned that they don't want to do any kind of crazy crunch, nothing like that. And they didn't think it was ever going to make its apparent 2025 release anyway. So this lines up with what's been going on internally there as well.
But I thought since they told the shareholders that it had to come out this year, that's what people yelled at me about.
They yelled at you about that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it looks like, the shareholders yelled at Take-Two as well, because as soon as they made the announcement, their stock dropped like 15%. It was immediate. The line on the graph is just straight down.
That doesn't matter. To be honest, that doesn't matter. You know why? Because once the game comes out and it's the biggest thing ever, and GTA Online 2 comes out and they're making $1 bazillion a second, everything's gonna go right back up. So right now it doesn't look so good, but yeah, it's gonna be fine when it comes up. When it finally does come out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Absolutely
And-
will. And they'll probably get $80 for it, $90 for it, something like that. So
and they'll get microtransactions for the next 10 years. You know what the crazy thing is? This is just a side note. My daughter was born 1 year before GTA 5 came out, and now at this point, the same year, she's going into high school next year when the game comes out. From baby to high school, freshman in high school, in the time period from GTA 5 to GTA 6. That's crazy. I just realized that.
Corey McIntyre says, I heard they delayed it to take some woke stuff out.
No, this is Wake. Alan Wake. They were doing an integration with Alan
Says
Wake in it.
woke. It's an
Yeah, they
O.
decided to not do the
It's
crossover.
an A, you dumbass. It's an at
Is that what?
sign.
So it's whack stuff.
Wake.
It's an
Oh,
at
wake.
sign. At wacky sign.
I hope
Watch
you don't
it.
wake up tomorrow morning.
No, it says right here they got to take the woke stuff out. There you go. See,
Wake. Alan Wake.
woke. This is from Design Life. Says, are there any numbers on how many pre-orders of Mario Kart sold at AE by itself? I think most are getting it as a $50 digital in the Switch 2 bundle.
That's if you get the bundle, because the system that's my emergency break if needed is not a bundle.
Yeah, there's no numbers on the pre-orders. I mean, most of the stores that people were posting, they had more Mario Kart bundles than the regular ones at most places. So I think a good amount of people will probably get the Mario Kart bundle. And of course, once the system actually comes out and all that, but there's no numbers now. We'll get numbers later. Like,
What Mr.
We'll see.
M say? 13 million in 2 weeks? I'm holding you to that, Mr. M. Remember Mr.
What?
M? Like 2
Mr.
weeks
M?
ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
were you like fighting with them all the time?
Yeah.
Distant cousin to Mr. T.
Yeah. Mr. M, the legend in the chat. I know he's watching.
13 million in 2 weeks for the system?
Yep. Mr. M.
Yeah, that's
He's-
not possible.
He's been playing video games since like 1983, according to him. So
If you engage with every chatter who's like that.
I just engage with
Yeah.
the weird ones.
I
Those are
know.
my
So all
favorites.
chatters. Okay.
Super weird.
Yeah, that
Those are my
13 million in
favorite.
13 million in 2 weeks seems. I don't think they're even going to be able to ship that many.
No.
Don't doubt Mr. M. He'll find a way.
Sorry, I will find a
Fly
way.
him over himself.
I think he was trolling you. I
GTA's
think he was probably trolling you.
No, he's not. He makes if you fused you and Nintendo Prime together, it would not be anywhere near the Nintendo fanboy that man is. Like, you would have to level up like 100 times to be anywhere near him.
The break the
dude's
damage limit and everything.
Yeah, dude is crazy.
Limit breaker.
I just say
Dude,
facts though. So, and I have
dude
all the
is
systems.
crazy.
So I'm playing Clair Obscur. I'm playing PlayStation right now. Real hardcore
But-
Nintendo fans do not play PlayStation like this.
Let's just get on the record now. Do we think it's coming out May 26, 2026? GTA 6.
Yes.
I'm gonna say yes, because they gave a definitive date. They could have ballparked it. They could have said, spring or something like that. I think it'll come out that day.
Okay. I was like, I wonder if what if it felt a holiday 2026? Gosh,
Will the announcement be just kidding and then a new date?
I can't believe it. It really is more. It's almost 13 months away still. That's crazy.
Is
GTA
it?
6. Gosh.
That's
Honestly-
could be longer than it was coming out this year.
I think it's a good move.
I was hopeful. I was
Like,
hoping.
there's so much chaos going on right now. Like, it's smarter to have a more focused release. Hopefully when things get better.
It
So
is.
I'm cool with them doing that.
They could still do some kind of update or trailer, anything soon. Hopefully, it's been like 400 something days. People count down every day online about that last trailer.
Maybe
How
they
serious
delayed
it is.
it so that they could do a day and date one for the Nintendo Switch 2.
Okay, let's calm down over there. Jesus Christ.
We're more
People
likely to see.
People on Twitter need to fucking think before they type.
We're more likely to see something like at the Game Awards or something. I feel like that'd be more appropriate if they're releasing in spring.
I think it'd be
Eventually.
I think it'd be funny if they released on that day and it was GTA 6 episode 1.
Oh man.
There would be riots.
the expectations for this game just keep going up now. So I already see people online. Like, you better be able to walk in every single building I see in this game, no questions asked. And it's like, oof.
What do you
That's
think this
not
is?
gonna
True
happen.
crime streets in New York?
Shenmue.
Motherfucker spitting.
Gosh, that's take two. Well, now people can announce all these companies can announce their release dates. So all of a sudden, we'll see a bunch of them get announced, at least in the next month. Got June coming up with Summer Game Fest and directs and state of plays, I guess, showcases, Microsoft doing their thing. So it's going to be, I feel like we're going to have a ton of games just jammed into the next, 8-9 months now. I guess technically the first quarter of next year too. You could have February and March, get a bunch of stuff, even April, just ahead of it.
I wonder if Xbox is going to have to delay stuff because of the backlog again.
Yeah, we say that, but then they drop Oblivion remastered right next to Clair Obscur as they're putting stuff on the PS5 as well. So we know what was going on there. We know what's going on there.
Backlog.
Let me go over to this again. Author says, did you guys see the tone deaf move Aspire made for their May the 4th Star Wars collection? $90 on both Switch and PS5, but Switch gets 9 games and PlayStation gets 6.
Huh. No, I didn't see that.
What's in that collection? Let me see.
Like
we gotta see what's in that
everything,
collection.
KOTOR, Force Unleashed, like just like a bunch of stuff, like the Bounty Hunter thing, I think, or yeah, it's like a bunch of games.
Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, Bounty Hunter, KOTOR, Jedi Power Battles, Force Unleashed, Racers, KOTOR 2, Republic Commando, Jedi Knight 2.
Okay.
The PlayStation
Empire Slayer
version
says-
does not have Force Unleashed or the KOTOR games.
Oh, Force Unleashed is that's like the Wii version for
it's the
that
Wii
they put
version
it
in
on
there.
Switch,
So
right?
that never came to the PlayStation. It doesn't have the PlayStation version of Force Unleashed, like the specific PlayStation version.
I guess it would have to be. I don't know. Did that get moved to the? I'm trying to think because that was on PS3.
Yeah, it never came to PS4. Or
Yeah,
yeah, it
I think
never.
that's the problem.
They never actually ported the Force Unleashed or the Force Unleashed 2. I don't think they ever did. Yeah,
No.
That's
you
the
can play
problem.
it backwards compatible on Xbox, but
Yep.
But there is no PS4 version of that. Huh, interesting.
Vampire Slayer says Sean has to keep the holes in the back for other reasons. I'm not elaborating. Good to see everyone. GTA 6 being delayed. Who didn't see that coming? Sup, Game and Talk homies.
Sup?
Soden Light says RGT. Let's get a Knicks versus Wolves finals. Go Wolves.
That would be fun, just because of all the implications
Knicks would lose.
to the Wolves.
Yeah.
I
Wolves
don't
and
think so.
Wolves and
I mean, honestly, if the Knicks get, that means they took out their two biggest issues in the regular season, in the finals, right? That means they took out the Celtics and they took out the Cavs. They couldn't.
Oh, so
Wolves
no
and
love for Indiana. You don't think Indiana can surprise Cleveland?
Nope. Indiana's trash.
Oh.
Soft.
Indiana, I wouldn't say they're soft.
They're soft.
Halliburton is soft. Halliburton's a fucking bitch. But
Soft.
nah, Siakam's not soft.
Yeah, he's cool, but the other guys are soft. Miles Turner's pretty good too.
Monado Mario says RGT brought up a good discussion when it comes to misinfo, but in my opinion, it's both sides. There's YouTubers double down on spreading misinfo, but also Nintendo not doing full diligence.
I was gonna say due.
Dull diligence.
Also, what is that? What
On
is
clearing
that
things up.
currency? You live in the United States. I met you at too many games last year. What the hell is NT? Netherlands?
No.
NT.
And
Sean's gonna figure this out now.
Taiwan.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, I guess he's on vacation.
No,
All
he's in time. Monado Mario comes to my streams all the time. He does not live in the US. I think he lives somewhere else because he's talking about he was working in China and working in different places. So
Nice.
Are you thinking
Pickle
of
Rick says-
Monado Max? I think that's a different guy.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Monado
many
Max is the white
Monados.
guy.
yeah. That's John's
Monado
little
Mario
brother.
is definitely.
That's John's
You
little
met
brother.
Monado Mario? He would have told me.
Pickle Rick says I'm currently playing the remaster on my portal. Port Sicilian Gamer says Urban Style Detractors canceled my two Switch 2 pre-orders from Walmart. Can the Spawncast help me? I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct. Well,
Follow Jake.
He's making fun of another content creator.
Oh, just kidding.
I'll
I
just-
tuned out. It was like,
He's
oh,
making
Jake
fun of
also
another
that.
an infamous content creator.
Oh, okay. Sorry about the loop on that one.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys later.
Okay.
Put it in the chat.
Author
in the private
says
chat.
no KOTOR 1 and 2 or The Force Unleashed on PlayStation. People are begging for KOTOR on PlayStation in the comments and not the remake. This is from Hellman says was going to grab a Series S for the bedroom. The One X is coming out of retirement. Technically, you can technically you can do that. Yeah, you can also stream through the older Xbox consoles, like the VCR. I feel like should be able to do that. So you have to stream it, but that's just kind of where we are now with the near $400 Series S. Hank the Tank says I bought my Xbox Series X for $350 during the Black Friday Cyber Monday week. Yeah, those things were pretty cheap. I mean, $250 for a Series S. I feel like it was $200 at one point.
Congrats
Fast forward,
on
what,
your
a year
investment.
later, 2 years later? This is from Timothy. It says, can't purchase game second time now using user accounts on linked Switches. Only way to do simultaneous now is using a Switch 2 or unlinked consoles, purchasing everything twice on 2 unlinked users. We're going to get to that in a second. If anyone understood that. Claw says, fools are still saying tariffs aren't to blame because it's not just U.S. prices increasing. Clowns don't realize price jumps elsewhere are covering U.S. losses. Otherwise, we'd be seeing $1,200 U.S. prices. There's definitely subsidizing going on. In general.
Yeah, well, because Microsoft and Sony have raised the price of the systems in multiple other regions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
yeah,
that's
Sony did that a couple times now.
Yeah.
Japan was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, so they were exactly with the.
That's the thing with Sony is they really don't want to raise the PS5 price in the US. So I don't know if they have some other trick up their sleeve for this, but
They will.
it's like the last thing they want to do is raise that price. Microsoft, everyone said basically it's like if they're not selling it, everything's an Xbox, but that's not really PlayStation strategy. They got to sell PlayStations. Zoop says Xbox has bad economy of scale though. And then Zarski says, what's up with episodes going up so late on Spotify? So SoundCloud had a handshake issue with Spotify that I had to fix, and now it goes up on time or normally. SoundCloud did some weird thing where they changed like their entire format now, like the whole UI. So
They keep changing. I remember they screwed us up completely when they changed it once, and I had to fill out like all these forms. Ugh.
once I fixed it, all of a sudden it was like, oh, you're good. And then it popped up on Spotify. So great.
Yeah.
Thanks. GeForce Guy says, hi, Sean, Celia. Thanks for liking my short. KFB.
Thanks for the video. It was funny.
Suited for Gaming says, Celia, do you think the increase in pricing will help push indie games to the forefront and potentially encourage more creative development?
I think I would like to think that that there's I guess a less expensive option. People will sway more to that and spend their dollar on indie games because they rule. In general, indie games are innovation because they are able to take risks and do different things that sometimes AAA can't, just because of the budget scale of things.
Mhm.
I would love to see an indie boom, but we'll just have to see because I don't want to get too much into it, but with indie games in general, there's a certain amount of market share that we get visibility on platforms and with content creators and with traditional news. And if we're fighting for that same space that AAA companies are, that are able to, in their showcases, give more attention to their games that are struggling, they're more likely to do that, possibly. I don't know. So that worries me. So there's a lot that goes into it, but I'm really hoping that we get a second boom because indie games are awesome, and there's so many cool not $80 price point games out there that deserve attention.
Timothy says, who knew Switch 2 $450 to $500 was still a budget? Yeah, now the Switch 2 pricing doesn't look as bad after that PDF went out from Microsoft. So there's that. And then Design says, are there any numbers on how many pre-orders? Did that one. And Taker says next gen Xbox called the Xbox Series money sign. Might be.
That'd be sick.
Corey says maybe they will port the 360 to play. Oh, the Force Unleashed. They could. I mean, someone will just have to port it. I'm sure they could, but they probably wonder if the money's there. Although the Force Unleashed, I don't hear as many people talk about it now. That was super like hyped up when it came out.
It was kind of
I was like big time back then.
I mean, it was not that great.
No, I mean it wasn't great. I don't think it was bad. I think it was like the first one specifically. It was an okay game. It's a fun game.
6, 7 out of 10 type of game. It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a cool concept and like the character's cool and all that. I was hyped for it. I mean, I bought it.
I haven't played in a long time. I should go back and play that again at some point. The second one's like 5 hours long or something. John O. coming with the big 100 says, hot diggity, it's been a minute. Hope y'all are well. Sean didn't make this happen, but if he makes too many games, he may earn his cut. Probably won't make it. We'll let y'all know if possible. Have a great night. Yeah, let us know, John O, if you get out there to too many games. I think a bunch of us will actually be out there this year. So it should be a good panel. And we're going to have a longer time for signings. This last time we ended up in the parking lot. This time, though, they're going to give us an extra hour. So we won't have to try to rush and go through everything and then still just end up in the parking lot under a tree. So that'd be good. Shout out to John O, though.
Under a tree last time? Damn.
Well, we were trying to find shade because it was like 90 degrees outside. And we literally just stood there going through, the line and the signings and everything, which was fine. But it was like everyone else had to wait in line away from the shade in the sun. And it's like, we should let them know for next year that people don't have to stand outside for this. So
I'll try to make it. I just make sure that I don't fly Spirit ever again. So,
well, yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, just never fly Spirit. I'll try to make it. I don't like traveling that far to the East Coast. So I'll keep it a buck.
Spirit does coastal. I thought that they only do local.
No, they do coastal. I flew from Florida to LA one time. I thought I was dying. I thought the plane was going down.
Me too.
I've only used them for like Vegas for like context, which is like 40 minutes, or like San Francisco. I didn't realize, why would you put yourself in that?
They just loaded it into the catapult and launched it.
It's a $70 cross country flight, though. I was like,
that's not worth your life, man.
Mine was round trip. I think mine was like round trip for like 160 or something.
Mine was round trip for $70. I was like, hell yeah.
There's a few things in life you try not to go the poverty route for.
And the plane the whole time for 5 hours is like shaking.
Oh my gosh.
I swear, I was thinking, I'm like, dude, this is like Homelander. I'm like, this is gonna be like Homelander. This plane's gonna go.
Oh yeah,
that's what I did. I fully came to terms with the fact that I was gonna die on that plane during that flight. I was like, all right, well, what can we do?
I'm glad that you guys both went through the stages.
You could tell the people who fly on Spirit, they were cool and calm. They were just like, man, this
the guy next to me was sound asleep. I was like, God damn, how are you?
Because little do you know, they've got parachutes under their shirts. They're just like, yeah.
Dude,
you could tell the people that were and the people that were like, people were looking around like, what the. Like, oh my God, what's happening?
The last time I flew Spirit, you know how they do that contest where, one other contest with this. You know how they do that contest where you win free miles to fly with them again? Or I guess during my flight they did that, and I was the one that won. I guess my seat did.
And you
or
gave them to your enemy, right?
No, I just didn't use them. But like the flight attendant's like, yay! Like trying to get me excited. I'm like, I'm not coming back here ever. Oh my God.
I'll never fly Spirit. After that, never a chance ever again.
Jesus Christ.
Author says KOTOR on PlayStation is a sticking point, not the remake we want. What the Switch got. Talk about that. Well, you got to get Aspire on that one. And they got yelled at for their KOTOR, I think 2. The whole DLC situation with that. Shadow Nexus says, what if Xbox after price increase makes online free?
No.
It would be nice. They kind of have to combine PC and Xbox into an even field, but even like playing field. I don't think they're going to though, which is just weird.
They make that's guaranteed yearly, monthly, yearly revenue in the multiple millions. Like you get rid of that, and it would be nice. Don't get me wrong. It'd be super
great.
Cool. It'd be great because I mean I have Xbox and I'd probably play maybe if I don't play multiplayer too much, but if I did, it'd be great for the users and I would like that, of course. But
looking at it from the other side, I don't see them giving up all that revenue. I mean, they make a lot. A lot of people subscribe to the Xbox Live to get the core, to get whatever. They have various different packages. So you get rid of all that, or you get not all of it. I mean, you could still probably get Xbox Game Pass, but like you get rid of having that.
They would have to sell Game Pass. That would have to be the big sell, because you can do cloud saves without a subscription. You don't need Xbox Live for that. You also don't need it for Fortnite. So technically, you can play Fortnite and do all your cloud saves backed up with no Xbox Live Game Pass core or whatever. So they're already kind of like halfway there. They just got to really go like push over the line and go, okay, no, we don't even need it for online play, but who knows, they'll ever do it. Someone should.
Yeah, that's they just make too much money so I just don't see them. I don't see them dropping that with how much they make, but it would be nice, man. That'd be cool for sure.
Doomality says, I have not seen this much doom and gloom in the YouTube gaming sphere. A lot of Switch collectors I watch are not happy about the game key cards.
Well, yeah, we just spent a decade saying that Nintendo loves physical games and it's not going to go away.
There's not a lot to get excited about the game key cards though. So it's, I don't really know if a lot of people are, I don't know, maybe some people are like, oh, it was this or just all digital, but it's an exciting prospect to be like, hey, I have this license that I can hold.
It's not exciting. Yeah, it's not exciting at all. It's nobody likes them. I don't think they're gonna do that well either. Like I think people are gonna gravitate more towards they're gonna gravitate more towards the actual games complete, and then that would tell developers as the install base goes up, okay, we need to actually invest in getting that 64 gigabyte cartridge. But
I'd like to see,
I mean, if the ones that do well, like right now, it's early, but Cyberpunk seems to be the leading type of third party game right now. In terms of what people are going to pick up. So if that does really well, and then of course Guardians of Azuma and then Daemon X Machina here in the West, Japan, it's a key card, but here in the West, if that does well, then that would be more enticing as the install base goes up. But I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think the key cards are going to do that great. I think people are just going to buy the game. If they want it, they're just going to buy it digital. We're
already seeing the pangs of people talking about, oh, you got to update games anyway. If you get them, key cards are fine. It's like, cool, I guess.
Yeah, just to jump on Evan's point, we are at an echo chamber. We all agree, like, yeah, no, we prefer the physical or the digital, but like consumers in general, they might just view it as, oh, it's you usually download the game regardless. It's fine. And I can lend it to my friends. It's okay. So I do not think it's going to do as bad as what you're predicting. I think it's just going to be an alternative to physical.
I also think like a lot of very base consumers don't even know the difference necessarily. Yeah. Like, I don't know. A lot of my friends have Switches and have no idea what this means, So it's just like, they don't really care. It's still on the shelf for them and whatever. But I agree with all you guys. I'm just saying, like, to reiterate Celia's point, we are in an absolute echo chamber.
I mean, I guess people are already kind of used to it a little bit too on the Switch One, because there's a number of games that you got to download the rest of the game. So I guess,
Yeah, and I just said it super obnoxiously right on the box.
Yes, John.
I'm gonna hop off. I just barfed all over the place. I don't really know why.
You okay,
you
dude?
Turned your camera off for that? That was like perfect YouTube short.
No, it was. I went upstairs and puked in the bathroom. I don't know.
Oh
I don't know what. It might have been something I ate or something. So I'm gonna hop off and I'll see you guys
hydrate.
later.
Feel better.
Hydrate,
drink water.
Man. Feel better.
Bye.
Drink water.
Sorry,
Sean.
Bye.
Bye, Sean.
Feel better.
Sorry,
Oh,
man.
wait, I hit the wrong button. Bye.
And stream button.
Oh my goodness.
I hope he's okay.
I think he has food poisoning.
I mean, he'd probably feel shaky, unless he always feels shaky, at which point
if he just threw up randomly, that's definitely signs of food poisoning. Like, just, yeah.
I'm going to text him.
Yeah. If he's okay.
Azure Pip says, do you all think a gaming crash is coming within the next 1 to 2 years? These price increases are ridiculous. People cannot afford these costs.
A AAA crash, but only for some of it, not everyone.
Yeah.
Yes, I think a full gaming crash, not to doom and gloom. I'm going to be doom and gloom for a very long time. Okay, so yes, AAA on the crash side of things, because purchasing costs of things, just in general, there'll be lower sales because of the high prices. But in addition to that, you're like, oh no, the AA and the indie studios, like, you know, they'll have a boom because it's cheaper, as much as I want that. But the thing is, there was a lot of studios, they're not self-funded. They have to find outside venture capitalist funding. And what's been happening is that a lot of people don't want to fund projects or take risks on certain things. Like there's quite a few studios that already have had issues finding funding for their next games, even though they were successful. They had all the benchmarks for things, got a lot of attention, are critically acclaimed. So in general, if things keep on going the way it is, it's not going to be just the big guys. It's everyone. We're in this pool together. So I'm really hoping that there isn't a crash, because it's going to hurt everyone, and it's scary, and there's a lot of jobs at stake. Okay, doom and gloom. There you go.
There's also a pretty big economic crash that we are probably about to hit.
Yeah,
I think it's more of a gaming contraction.
I just think it might be like the effects of the wider world affecting the gaming industry as well.
Yeah.
Like over just self-contained gaming wise.
Yeah,
I do think that it's going to lead to some stuff. I know this is recent, but like Clair Obscur, you have a small team. They did get funding. They did get Game Pass deal, but that's a smaller team. They put out a really high quality game. They have a movie now coming with it, you know, or that's going to be in the works. Like, I think we could see stuff like that, where you really have a controlled experience, cut down on some of the games, obviously the 6, 7, 8 year developed with the huge super like 100+ hours, and make something that's a nice, you know, 20-30 hour game with like replay value, kind of like how we had before, like a lot of times. So I think that could also rise, and nobody would, you can't play Clair and be like, oh, that's not a super big AAA game. You would think that just by looking at it. So I think that we can see more of that too with some of these prices. We can see developers opt to try stuff like that.
So I would love that, but as of right now, the exception should not be the rule. So I would hope that is the case, but we can't just be like, oh, it'll appear, and then, you know, like that's a lot of stuff isn't feasible right now.
I think the reality is, the more stuff gets expensive like this, and games going up in price, the stronger something like Fortnite gets, and that's what people are going to play. They're going to say, "What's free?" and that's it. You don't need online like
Genshin
Impact.
Yeah,
start naming free to play games. Those
well,
are
and
going
it's
to gain
like
strength.
Honkai,
it's
Star
like
Rail, yeah.
low
COD
entry
multiplayer.
things either, because like you don't even have to have a game console necessarily to play Fortnite, right?
Sure.
You can play it on your phone. Genshin's the same way. I think that stuff is probably going to boom more than anything.
Genshin's still super popular. It's still super popular. People still play it like crazy. So yeah, I can definitely see that stuff go up.
So it's already been an issue where we hear about how those black hole games, as they call them, just suck up a lot of time and then pull money away from these bigger games. And that's been cited as kind of a concern for gaming industry in general when it comes to risk taking and spending money or big budgets on these games. If it really gets to the point where people are just, I'm not going to buy an $80 game. I'll play Fortnite tonight. And a lot of these games start, like, if it's a big deal to get to a million sold for some new project again, that's that gaming contraction. Then you have studios go away and companies less and less interested in risk.
Yeah. Because right now, like the industry, it's no longer like growing exponentially. It's like peaking, and it's like flattening at this point.
Yep.
And then now prices are going up, salaries are not going up with it, inflation obviously up. Like, so it's definitely going to cause people to buy less. People are still going to buy expensive games, but people are going to be a lot more careful on where they actually spend that $80. It's going to be on the stuff that is like, okay, you want Call of Duty? Okay, I'm going to spend my money on Call of Duty. Maybe I miss out on this, like a Borderlands 4. Maybe I don't buy Borderlands 4, or in the past I would have bought Borderlands 2 and would have bought Call of Duty, but now I'm probably just going to buy just Call of Duty or just Borderlands, not both of them, or not like with the other games. So I think people are going to be a little bit more, pointed at where they actually spend on.
Yeah, it feels like gaming is going to be like become more of a luxury like hobby.
It's always been
more so than it already is, because it was fairly easy to jump into before, and I just think like with everything happening now, it's gonna get tough.
I do think it's been more. I see what you're saying, Josie, but I do think that with the free game stuff and with the Game Pass and I think even in some ways it's been more affordable, or it's been better with the free games. So, like I didn't have
Yeah,
that
well, I
when I
think
was
like
younger. I didn't have Genshin Impact and
Okay, OJ, we're
you know.
looking. You're looking at a window that is like an 8-year window. Josie means like starting now with the goalposts that have moved, looking forward to the future. It's getting more difficult. We had a really during the 2010s, we had a very, very good golden age, and it really peaked during COVID era because everyone was stuck inside. Dude, sales were amazing during COVID because everyone had nothing to do. So they all played online, and a lot of live service games like boomed, like Among Us blew up, Fall Guys blew up. There's so many games that just like skyrocketed like in their trajectory that may have had a smaller one if we all weren't cooped inside. But no, those are incredible games. I'm really glad that they got it. But you know what I mean with the times and stuff and popularity. So it's just kind of one of those things where like those lightning in a bottle instances may be few and in between moving forward. We're just not sure what this climate looks like. But I do agree with you. Free to play games can take up that real estate because that is an easy entryway point, especially when the economy is hurting. I'm very curious to see what strategies are moving forward. I'm a huge marketing dork with these things. So I'm excited. I'm scared, but I'm very excited to see as a case study of things.
Nervously sweating behind the scenes.
Yeah, because I just want to see what the new strategies are because, sometimes, they'll be like, previously they're like, oh, you release your game and then there's the battle passes and that's like where your growth comes from. But in this case of, that entryway point initially, isn't it? Are we going to focus more like on, a new form of a microtraction, like transaction? Like, I'm just curious where it's going to go.
Keep an eye on this one, which seems to be the case. It's lower entry costs, so things like Helldivers or Arc Raiders coming up because it's usually 40 or 50 with battle passes. But those battle passes are something that can be bought either through cash or time. So you're either keeping the people playing your game because they have to, or you're making people pay because they can't. And that seems to be the case. It's like indie pricing with AAA with battle passes.
That's so interesting.
They could also potentially do like, obviously we talk about Microsoft a lot, but like for Forza Horizon, that's a very interesting, spread for the PS5 version. $60 entry point, $80 pass, $100 for like everything. So that's a pretty, $40 in between there, in terms of getting everything like that comes with it and just the bare minimum like entry. So I think maybe we might see more of that too.
Do you think that fits into variable pricing?
Yeah, it does. Sorry.
But that's been around for like they've been doing stuff like that. It's just it's even bigger. Like Forza's is crazy because it's $40 spread on the base to everything for a game that came out in 2020, right?
This is literally, like Sean earlier, I think it was Sean, like was comparing it to like, oh, it's like happy hour, but like, like the base thing, and then it makes it cheaper during a certain hour, but it's like reverse now where it's going to be more expensive during other times. God, I hate this timeline. I know I keep on saying that, but like this sucks.
Well, I mentioned that there'd be layoffs and studios closing, and we got word that EA and Respawn laid off 300 to 400 people. And on top of that, they canceled 2 incubation projects. Now, it seems like neither of them were very close to being like really coming together, even coming out. Jason Schreier did mention, though, that one of them was an extraction shooter in the Titanfall universe. So like Titanfall fans just cannot catch a break with this franchise. And then on top of that, it seems 300, 400 jobs were attached to these incubation projects. In some way,
good. An extraction. I mean, I'm not in this, but for me watching, but for people that like extraction shooters, that could have been awesome.
I think people just in general want something with Titanfall, but this still shows like that would have been a live service game, but I guess it wasn't coming together, and just like that shut down, and just like that 300, 400 people get let go. That's kind of the thing that's really brought up with the gaming crash discussion, sort of that domino effect of games get canceled, jobs get lost, games get canceled, and then as they have less and less to work with and they have less and less people to bring in for the audience, the prices have to go up because they need more money from the same customers. So it's a rough cycle. Also, it looks like Giant Bomb. There was stuff in the kind of just games media where Giant Bomb, it seems like there was a mass exodus just about of a lot of the on-screen personalities there. I know Jeff Grubb posted that he's not at Giant Bomb anymore. Dan Riker announced on a recent live stream to no longer be appearing on the Giant Bombcast. And then Polygon got sold to Valnet. And it seems like a bunch of layoffs hit there too.
I'm really sad for my friends. Like, this is shit. All of this is shit. I know, like, some people have their opinion on traditional media, but losing voices is a really bad idea, as media companies potentially lean more into cheaper alternatives, possibly with AI or, you know, outsourcing and underpaying. Like, it's not a good thing. And I'm really worried. And I'm really sad for the fall of Giant Bomb. Like, it won't be the same.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people remember Giant Bomb with Jeff Gerstmann and everything. That feels like that was an eternity ago at this point.
Yeah.
But the thing with the gaming press that's so interesting. Of course, there's a lot of opinions just in general as to the different writers or personality any given day at these places. But there is something to having an adversarial press at any given time for some of these larger companies to ask certain questions. And I feel like the less and less people, or just at this point, publications, since I'll tell you now, Polygon seems like it's going to, if it was a Valnet, they're probably going to turn into like an SEO guides sort of thing where there's going to make a lot of guides and walkthroughs, and it'll just be there for the search engines to pick them up. So I don't think you're going to see them request comment from any of these companies around a certain situation that blows up online, and that's the big thing, is to have the more of these outlets you have, whether you like what they put up or not, the more chances you have for them to actually ask the right questions to these companies. And you just need one of them to do it, but you need them to be around to do it. Yeah. So that's the issue I have, is if there's less and less voice at the press to the corporation, it's actually worse for the people, because as much as, hey, look, I typically end up looking around at more of the conversation on YouTube than I do like when it comes to just reading and opinion based stuff. There is something to having a large press that can pose the tough questions. So yeah, it was a week. It was a week. Oh, there's Gene Park. Yeah.
Hi, Gene.
What's up, Gene?
Let's see.
You know, can I add one more thing to that?
Uh-huh.
I think that's like the situation with them losing their jobs. And yeah, like John said, I think that's why a lot of us kind of like our freedom on YouTube, you know?
Yeah, but that comes with problems, because I mean, this is now just an ocean of people who will at times spout opinion as fact and then sway whole groups of people with
right.
Like it's
anytime I point it out, I get called names.
Yeah.
Anytime I point out people doing that, people get mad. Oh, you're just defending the, you know, and I'm like, well, no, but no, I see what you're saying. Like, I get that, but you guys have not, like, John, have you ever been offered a job from somewhere else, from traditional media? Have anybody?
We kind of
Yes.
were, yeah.
Okay, you kind of were. And did you really think about it going?
No, not really. No.
Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I've also been offered a job in traditional media a few times. And I was just like, even before all of this, and I was just like, I don't know, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looks rough in terms of what can happen. You can just get laid off. But like, I didn't want to have that. Like, you know, so I feel for the people, definitely 100%. And John's right, you know, when it comes down to that. But I think you're going to see a lot more people just say, hey, look, I'm going to have my side deal. You know, I'm going to have my thing, and I'm going to do my own thing. So if something happens, you know, I'm good. I don't have to worry about, you know, this type of stuff. But it sucks. I agree. For the people, especially if they lost their job, you know, obviously family, income, money, you know, that they need to take care of themselves.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. This is Nick, who says the PS5 Pro is the best Xbox now. Crazy times. Yeah, it kind of is. Let's see. Anonymous says, how you guys doing? Do you guys know about the rumor about People Can Fly devs reviving an existing Sony IP? It could be Siphon Filter for PS6.
That's not a rumor. That's confirmed that they're working.
They're doing something. Yeah, they're doing something.
Yeah.
They are.
That's
they put out a press release and everything.
Yeah.
We'll see if they get to the finish line.
Yes.
They might not.
Future Millionaire says Amazon having a few PS5 games on sale. They'll look at that.
Which PS5 games? I want to check that out.
Yeah. See what they have physically.
Yeah.
I'm Ethan says, here's hoping sometime after GTA 6, preferably Century, Rockstar will fix GTA 4 on PC. I imagine when they do, Rockstar and we'll get Double 11 to help them out, since the folks there helped out porting Red Dead Redemption 1 to PC, which performs beautifully. I have not played GTA 4 in a long time. I will tell you that now. Part of that's because people do talk about the just GTA 4 in general on PC being kind of sketchy, and that's probably where I'd play it. Although I have it on the Xbox 360, and I have an Xbox 360. Thought about going back in time and just seeing what I actually experienced when I played it back in, was that 08, 09, something like that?
Something like that.
I've been
Yeah,
thinking
what
about
about
playing GTA 5 for the first. Like, I've never played that game.
You've never played GTA 5?
I was too young when it came out. It was like way too young. I wasn't even
But that's
allowed
the
to.
perfect time to play it.
The story
No.
was
Josie has
That
good
game is-
parents.
come on.
Josie
I
has
wasn't
good
allowed
parents.
to. I was like, my mom was like, "You're never playing that game," and then my brother was like, "Please," and then both of us just never got it.
that game
Wait,
is still
Josie,
funny. Oh my
How
god.
old were you when it came out?
When did it come out?
I don't remember.
2013.
2012.
2013.
2013 is that. my bad.
Okay.
Yeah, it was literally, I think
9.
this a month
I was
before,
9.
Okay, a
month
little
after
younger.
the new consoles came out then. How old were you?
9 or 10.
And they wouldn't buy that for you?
Dude, it's tough
So
getting games
rude.
on the Amish.
No,
plantation,
you're not
man.
supposed to
Like,
buy GTA for a 9-year-old. No.
No, but like
You probably wouldn't be shocked if my parents attempted it.
I remember like
Better than a
having the
babysitter.
I
games
played
on
Wii
PS2.
Sports and my Barbie games on the Wii, so I was pretty content with no GTA 5, to be honest.
No,
but
this is the problem. You got parents trying to buy their 9-year-old GTA. That's insane.
It
To
happened
be
a lot.
fair, okay, to be fair, my mom bought me Conker's Bad Fur Day because I liked squirrels.
well,
So,
she did,
like-
but that's
You
like
know.
a little bit more undercover than what GTA was
It
Yeah.
doing.
had a
that
big
was-
M, do not sell, but yeah.
My dad
that's
was
true.
also really plugged into games,
M
and
for
he was
must
like,
buy.
"No," like for both of them.
Well, then you play it and you call and be like, guess what I did today?
Yeah,
Played
exactly.
GTA 5. That's right.
I will. I will.
Actually,
My mom
is
will
that
probably
on Game
be
Pass?
pissed.
That might be on Game Pass. And if it is, you need to play it.
Dude, it's
Oh,
gotta be-
really?
it's
Yeah,
gotta
maybe
be
I
like
will. That'd be a
10
great
bucks.
video.
Just play the first. I'll check that actually. Just play the first couple hours because it's it is ridiculous. Like
I've like watched people play it sometimes, and I have a friend, and he's like, he plays it all the time, so I've seen
Yeah,
it. but-
it's like $15 right now too.
well, it might be on Game Pass because I think they added it to PS5, like the PlayStation Plus extras, and I think it's already on because they did like an update and stuff for it too. So I feel like it is. It's usually under like most played, but I'll take a look to see if it's on there for you. I think it is. Yeah, play it though. It's pretty. It's a funny game. I don't know. It's fun.
Yeah.
Christian Baum says, if game and console prices are
Yeah.
going up, does the trade-in value go up at GameStop?
It might go lower.
Go
It
lower.
might
I
actually
think
go
I'll
up.
go lower.
You know, it might actually go up.
They were given $420. Did you guys see that for Xbox Series X?
Well, what was it? Who was it?
420? 420.
I saw someone on Twitter say like he was trying to hand in like 3 or 4 Switches, and it was like $200 or $300 that they were gonna give him.
Yeah, I think right now they're looking at it's 150. I think for a Switch One, a Switch Lite's like 100. So they're
My
not
favorite
giving
thing
too
that
much.
they ever did was when they would like open games
Yeah.
so that they could sell them for pre-order and then hike them up, or pre-owned and then hike them up because they were pre-owned.
Yep.
That was awesome.
Does
So I
Vimo-
just can't.
does Vimo
I can't
say it?
imagine that
Vimo
that
says
same company is gonna be like, "Oh, you guys paid more. Let me give you more money."
It is on Game Pass.
Oh, really?
GTA 5.
All right, I'll get into it then.
Like an 100 gig download or something.
Something
Start
like that.
downloading it now.
It is
be
on there,
done
though.
tomorrow.
Josie, have you ever played Viva Pinata?
Oh
No.
Jesus Christ!
Sorry, we're talking about Game Pass. That's also on there. I'm playing it.
All right.
I love it.
Or is this your
Crystal
first time
balls.
playing it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, no, okay. I played a little bit when I was younger, but like this is me actually playing it, like
Mhm.
putting time into it.
Cristobal says, I got the Super Mario Odyssey Switch with all red Joy-Cons digital game. Do you guys know if I would have to buy a hard copy of Super Mario Odyssey to play on Switch 2?
No,
Oh,
Digital game? No, you're
you
good.
Just transfer over your account, and the
Mhm.
game digitally is tied to your account, and it'll load right up on there. No. Well, you have to download it, but yeah, no problem.
Odyssey's great. I like literally just went back to that game. It's so good.
Or
still.
you can Cristobal, or you can just you can do like the file transfer. You can just transfer your whole Switch 1 to your Switch 2. So you can just do that, and if you have the game down, it'll be on there. So
Suited for Gaming says, John, I'm about to start the expedition tonight. Any early game tips you wish you knew? I was going to make a joke about one of the characters. I'm not doing that. about max leveling early on. You want to max level the character early on. No, in this case, I would say with your Pictos, constantly change them out every time you master them as you have them, because the abilities will be locked in as you can permanently then just equip them. And the idea is at the end of the game, you'll just put a ton of these abilities, these passive abilities, and make your character stupid strong. So get started on that early, because then you don't have to worry about going out and saying, okay, every 4 battles I'll master this. So that means I have to do 16 battles or something. Just start doing that right away. Change those Pictos in and out as you do it.
And it's pretty generous too. Only 4 battles to master a Pictos is pretty good, considering other RPGs, it'll take you way longer to master, certain skills. Like they'll make you grind more than that. So it's not too bad. But yeah, that's a good early game tip.
Jorge says, how did gaming persevere during the Great Recession? How's the industry different from then compared to now? In a Great Recession. Well,
I think he's talking about what the late 2000s. I think that's what he's talking about.
The Bush era one, I think.
2008.
Yeah, like 2008, 2009. Yeah, that era. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I was just broke as hell. So I just bought what I could.
It kind of was like that, wasn't it?
I was just broke as hell. So whatever I got it. I was making about $5 an hour. I was making about, oh God, it must have been like $5 or $6 an hour. And I was working the sunglass place. And listen, I didn't have any money. Checks were low. When you had an opportunity, you would buy a game. That was really it.
You know what it was? You know what we do back then? Kind of like what people do now with the free-to-play Fortnite. We played Call of Duty and Halo all the time.
Yeah. Or you rent. Or you rent. You rent
Rentals
a lot,
were big. Rental stores. Yeah, we don't
GameFly and stuff like that.
You guys are correct. So I played a shit ton of RuneScape. And I played actually my first indie game during 2008. That was Cave Story. If anyone remembers that one.
Yep.
I basically only played WoW, I think.
Yeah, I played a lot of Smash Brothers too. I just played Smash just because I had that game, and you just play a lot. You play the multiplayer, you rent, and you just.
I mean, a lot of people do that now. Like most of my friends have 2 games that they play consistently, and it's usually Marvel Rivals or Fortnite and like Smash Bros.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys remember Maple Story or Gaia Online?
Yeah.
Played Maple for all of 2 days. Yep.
Oh, I love this.
Still around. You can go play it.
Oh.
I used to play this. What was this game on PC? Gosh, it was like a MMO type game.
Ski running?
Which one?
God,
there was a website dedicated to all the free MMOs. And there were like
Guild Wars.
Guild?
Yeah,
okay.
Guild Wars. There you go.
The first one?
No, the second one. I think I played.
Yeah, that's still around.
Yeah.
Pirate 101. Played that shit. It's really good.
I've seen that shit. I didn't play that shit.
Played it when I was a kid.
I feel like some companies are going to find out hard when they try to price games at $80 because the only games they can get away with that are the big hitters like GTA and Mario Kart. Oh yeah, you'll have some companies reach and it won't work. So
what they're hoping for is most likely less sales, equivalent earnings. Like at best is what they're hoping for.
Yep. Taker says if Chrono Trigger remake is in fact real and they tried a 3D action RPG approach like Final Fantasy 7, I'd be really torn about it. HD2D is good enough, but is it enough?
Yeah, I don't think they do it. Yeah, I don't think they do a 3D one. HD2D.
They got to reimagine the whole thing.
Yeah, HD2D would be good enough for it because it still plays great right now. You can play it on PC. It's still better than a large majority of games. So I think an HD2D with some extra little added content like Dragon Quest 3 HD2D remake would be great.
The rumors for that were disproven, right? Like it was a translation error.
It wasn't even an error. The guy just was trolling.
The interpreter was trolling. Yeah, because I saw tweets of people being excited and then being like, "JK, I went a little roller."
I made a whole ass video, so that pissed me off.
Boo!
Shout out to Alex One Up. Shout out to Alex One Up. Let's see. We had the Switch 2 or the Switch got an update just ahead of the Switch 2. We have 20.0.0 now 20.0.1 to fix apparently an issue that was bricking people's systems. If you have that now, you have to go into maintenance mode. It sounds like to do the update for it and get that set up. But the update did introduce virtual game cards. I tried it and it is more confusing than it should be. It still is. Like the way they try to explain it, it sounded cool at first, and there were a lot of stipulations that came along with it. And you notice it the entire way. There are a lot of pop-ups that kind of tell you these things. And even when you finally do it, there's still this weird thing where you send it to them and then they do download it, and then even then when they change out of it, it'll put them a little thing that says like their save data is part of the virtual game card, but it's also on their system. It was kind of weird, but I sent it to 2 of the kids' Switches just to see, and I guess for the most part it has a little animation. It was fine. But then they also did an eShop update that might play into giving more visibility to indie games, since what they've done here is they've made it so that it is harder to chart if you're one of those games that marks your game down to $1. Not that little thing they do where that's 90% off. It's 99 cents. And we sell 1,000 copies or whatever because it looks like Mario, and we just did AI art for it. Now it's all revenue based. So download only games would then, I guess, eliminate anything at retail, and then would open the door for actual indie games that aren't priced at, $1 to try to chart. Anyone else update their Switch or use virtual game cards?
Yeah, I just tested it out between 2 of the Switches that I have. It seemed okay, but I never really did a lot. I put my account on my other Switch, and the thing that I didn't like is that I remember when I travel, it'd always be like, oh, you have to check for the internet, right? For the game to verify. And now I guess you don't have to after you do it once.
Nope.
So to me, that's better than me, because like I remember just having to use the internet, like tether my phone sometimes and all that. And I didn't like that at all. When I took my separate Switch, I forgot to take the main one. So I think it's better for that. But yeah, it definitely could have been a bit more like less confusing on stuff for this.
Is there a time limit on the once, or is it like
it's 14 days when you lend it out, and then it returns to your system, or you can actually press a button on your system and it just returns it immediately. So you can just take the game away from them if you want, just like that. But they get 14 days. So it's like a 2-week kind of rental or borrow for them. And then when you get it back, you can then lend it right back out if you want. So the thing is, and there's the limitations I mentioned, you have to be in the same family group, which isn't really like, oh, I'm just going to lend this to a friend that I at school or something, like something easy, without having to add them into the website and your friend group. The other thing is they have to be right next to you. So that's throwing it off for a lot of people who maybe have friends and they're further away and they can't be right next to them with their Switch, because it is like proximity. It's, hey, set it next to it and make sure the virtual game card, and we'll look for that Switch within your area. So that's the only unfortunate thing is it's not game share like people. So the other thing that was brought up was game share with one digital copy for online games, which I never really used this. So I wasn't surprised that it was something that was going on, because in their FAQ, like they described it. I just never had used it. Seems like more people than I expected used it. Animal Crossing was brought up, Splatoon. So I don't know if anyone else really used game share like that.
I just used it where it's like where you just put your account on somebody else's system, right? That's the old method.
Yeah, you game share that way, and then they can use different profile while also still using the game.
Yeah,
that's the idea.
Yes. So I did meet some people. I remember one guy, content creator I used to work with a little bit. He did that like with him and his son. I've done it like on a separate system, but not like within 2 people. It'd just be like my other Switch, and then I would have the game downloaded digitally, and then once again, it just the check. But sometimes it wouldn't work properly. Sometimes you couldn't play it at the same time. You'd have to put one system in airplane mode. Like I never got it to work like some people were saying it worked online. To be honest, I never got it to work that way. It always have pop-ups, or it would be like you need to check with online, or one needs to be, or it won't allow you to play it. So I don't know how people got it to do beforehand. Apparently you can, but yeah, I never got it to work that way, at least.
No, it's certainly setting up for the Switch 2. You can also do a system transfer to the Switch 2 by uploading the entire, I guess, image or user data of your system to the cloud, and then you can sell your Switch 2 or trade it in, and then download it to your Switch 2. So I don't know how many people are going to trust that. I guess that's all you can really do at that point, though, unless you want to stand at GameStop and explain to them you're going to do your system transfer next to the counter for probably several minutes. And all the icons for the most part change. So preparations in place for the next generation system, which I'm ready to get to at this point. I'm ready for it.
I think we're all ready.
Oh, we're a month out now, so it is close.
Yeah.
It is close. Now 5 weeks.
Yeah.
5 weeks. Let me go over to the Patreon mailbag. A bunch of messages got left there. for us. So let's go through some of these. Zach over on the Spawncast Patreon says, "Hi, Spawncast. Looks like a lot of questions tonight, so feel free to speed through this, but I just want to thank everyone here tonight. I'm sure I'm not alone, but I've struggled recently to find community, and hanging out every Saturday night has really kept me motivated. I am someone who struggles to wake up every morning, and Newswave has made it 100 times easier. I just want to say thank you to John and company. You guys don't know what you've done for me. The industry is a scary place, but it's comforting to know we have you guys." Shout out to Zach. Appreciate the kind words. David says, "Also, just an idea, but how cool would it be if GTA 6 released day and date for Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch 2? And they said whatever platform sells the most copies in the first 30 days gets access exclusive to GTA Online. Should be a separate free-to-play game only on the winning platform. Let's make it wished into existence." So, I mean, they could also just give everybody GTA Online.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a great thing.
Yeah, free GTA Online, shark bucks everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know how I'm curious how they're going to handle GTA Online. That'll be interesting if it comes with GTA 6 or if it's a separate thing.
I feel like it might be separate.
Separate, right?
Get them to a $100 game, you think? 80
maybe,
for the game,
maybe,
for
but
online?
they bought 5M, which was the role play thing for GTA, and they're gonna most likely try to integrate it. So they're probably trying to make it free so they can rent servers to people, like for this. It might be a huge thing for them.
All I know is now I'm thinking about this. We do need Josie to play GTA 5 and give us her thoughts on Trevor.
Trevor's
Okay.
the man.
Yes,
Is
now I'm
is
realizing
the main guy.
you should play it this week. You should play it this week,
Yeah,
Josie.
he's
and
one
tell
of
us
my
on the podcast.
I'll
Just play
try.
like a couple hours, a few hours.
I'm in finals week, so maybe not. But
Take care of finals. Don't worry about GTA during finals week.
Trevor's
be,
more important than finals.
I'll
the
be out of
following
school.
Yeah,
week.
like,
ignore
the
your
May
future.
16th,
You don't need it.
understand? So I can do it
Before
after.
the Switch 2 comes out and that consumes your life. Just
Before
do
the
like
Switch
a couple hours GTA 5 and just see what you think about some of the characters.
Can
and
I
some of the
do.
situations they're in.
I hated finals week. Gosh, I do not miss that shit.
Well,
at
I'm
all.
like a film major, so it's kind of fun, but I am
Okay.
exhausted.
Yeah.
Like it's
okay.
just really exhausting.
Okay. I was doing freaking anatomy and physiology, like bones and having. To
Yeah,
remember
see,
all
ours
that
is like
stuff,
ours is
so-
like kind of fun, but it is like
Okay.
I've been on a set every single day for 8 to 12 hours a day, like
Wow.
standing.
Okay,
and
yours
I have
is
to edit
cool. There's-
everything.
Yeah,
That's
yours is
standard for
cool.
that
mine,
job.
Mine sucked.
Yeah, no, it is cool, but it is truly exhausting. I have no time for anything else. That's why I wasn't on
Yeah,
Game and Talk.
okay.
With this is from Derek, who says, with Genki allegedly having a black market Switch 2 for precise measurements for its accessories and 3D print mock-ups, where does that leave other third-party accessory makers who also showed off or revealed grips, etc. around the same time? Do they have more official means of having measurements? We will find out in Discovery, it sounds like.
Well,
Yeah, I'm-
nobody else actually did 3D mock-ups and brought, like, they were the only, Genki was the only one, if I'm not correct.
Yeah. Okay. So to my understanding, Genki was the one that did that. So Nintendo is there to kill. Normally they would just cease and desist them, like normally what they do.
Right.
Because I remember in the original Switch launch back in the Hyperkin days, we were one of the third-party companies that released accessories and like brought it to conventions prior and during the launch of the Switch. And Nintendo may or may have not been pretty pissed at that, but not to this level. And I think that they're just making an example out of them since they're the most, I guess they have the largest like trail of acquiring this. And it's no secret that factories leak these things, but to this extent and them being this transparent that they had one is a very interesting move.
I loved the swagger from that guy, and people were like, "You have it?" He was like, "Fuck yeah, I've got it."
Yeah, don't say that.
This out. Dude,
No, like legitimately. And then the fact that Nintendo sent their lawyers to like on the show floor to take a look at this is definitely like
he was walking around with like the 3D printout. He's like, "Yeah,
They
this is
didn't
it. This is
give-
it, everyone. This is it."
dude, they didn't give a shit. And I'm like, I remember those days. It's don't let the Nintendo like lawyers into your booth kind of days. And yeah, they didn't give a fuck. It was just out there, not even behind closed doors. It was crazy. Oh man, good for them. I can't wait to watch that lawsuit.
They packed up like next day. They were like, "No, this isn't because of anything. We're just packing up."
Don't worry about it, guys. No, because like,
So
like
is it gonna be like
Nintendo-
on Court TV or something? Where can I watch this at?
I know I want to watch it. No, it'll be like through paperwork and whatever.
Yeah, I know. I was
whatever,
messing
but-
around.
But if they televise that, I would watch it. I would watch the whole thing.
you see Mario in a suit and tie. It'd actually
Yeah.
be Mario with as the lawyer. The
And then
prosecutor.
Mario publicly executes them. I don't
Judge
know.
Judy-
I'm
Judge
bringing
Judy
Bowser
on
for
the
that, not
stand would
Doug,
be
but I'm
great.
bringing actual Bowser for that one.
This is from Medallion, who says, what future game ports, remasters, remakes would you like to see come to Switch 2 that have not yet been officially announced, whether third and or first party? Ports, remasters, or remakes for the Switch 2 that have not yet been officially announced. I mean,
want
Claire, I'll throw
them-
Clair Obscur out there immediately. That's easy. Go, Josie.
I'd like to see them remaster Pokemon 1, like red and blue, and
Oh,
do an HD 2D.
HD2.
I want
That's what
full
I'd like to
3D
see.
Pokemon red and blue.
Well, it should
And
be
green.
done.
Wait, if they do green, they have to release the ugly sprites.
Oh, actually,
Like
I
I
agree.
want that so badly. They look horrible. It's nightmare fuel. Bring them back.
Give
It
me
should be done
Skies
like
of
the
Arcadia.
Link's. Well, it should be done by like the Link's Awakening.
You want
remake.
full 3D though?
Yeah, I want
No.
like Mew all like all crazy looking.
But no, it
I'll
could be.
beat it.
It could
HD
still
2D
be.
would be so nice for those games.
Well, it could still be top down in 3D, like the Link's Awakening remake. Like it could just be that.
True, but that's kind of like, yeah. So-
What was the question again? I just got excited about Pokemon.
yeah,
What
I actually
fu-
sort of skirted
what
around that
future game-
question.
What future game ports, remasters, remakes would you like to see come to Switch 2 that have not yet been officially announced? Third or first party? doesn't matter.
I want. Okay, I'm wearing my Ocarina of Time T-shirt.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is from this is official GameStop from the 3DS release. Fun fact. Yeah, dude, I want that. I want that. I want Master Quest, and I want Majora's Mask. I
Like
want
the
that
full
one.
remake?
You want a full remake?
I want full remake. I think it would look beautiful. and it would be
Yeah.
so cool.
I
and maybe
agree.
some updated block puzzles. That'd be pretty
A
rad.
lot of updates would be awesome for that game. Update the
Yeah.
entire thing.
Yeah, it'd be
Just
so
make a new
cool.
one.
Just honestly,
The whole new
fix it.
thing.
Just,
Actually,
just
scrap.
fix it. Just keep
Okay.
the story, keep the ideas, but fix it. That's all.
Okay, not
Stop
not
fixing
My
it.
bad, my
everything.
bad, my bad, my bad.
Oh, that is a classic game. Okay, we'll talk about this later.
This is from David, who says, I wanted to know, especially from Ryan, who's not here, if there's any tips or tricks besides what is in his video for 5 months on PS5 Pro. And he must have PS5 Pro enhanced games. Thanks. And he must have, well, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth is a one that really shows what PS5 Pro can do. Otherwise, I guess I'll say Days
Say
Gone.
Must have.
Returnal just got one and it actually looks pretty sharp. It's a
But
very
this-
good game.
Must have as in like the enhancement is great or the game is like
Either one.
incredible.
I guess kind of
Okay.
both together, I guess.
Yeah.
Good
Okay.
game,
Assassin's
good
Creed
pro
Shadows, right?
The enhancement in that's
Returnal,
very good, yes.
Yeah,
That is a very
re-
good looking enhanced game.
Final Fantasy.
Rebirth. Yep.
Yeah, and Clair Obscur it's not that noticeable to be honest.
I was gonna say Returnal just got one and I
Yeah,
did fire it up. It looks very sharp right now. Like it's very
Okay,
clean.
so yeah, Returnal would be good. So I can
And it's just
I
a good
think
game.
we got 3 Assassin's
go.
Creed Shadows, Final Fantasy 7, and Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, and yeah, Returnal.
DC Fat Cat asks, how long before we stop using dollars to pay for games and move to crypto to pay for games? They say they give it 1 year.
Jesus.
It's gonna be social credits. It'll happen.
Social
Social
credits.
credit.
You have to pay with subscribers.
Oh,
There you
God.
go.
I'm gonna get this game with my Inuyasha coin.
Oh my God, Inuyasha reference. My Shishomaru coin will be better.
Vegeta says, do you guys think a video game crash is upon us again? Side note, gross to see online instead of everyone agreeing these prices suck the fanboys out and about and pointing fingers and arguing with each other. Console wars are so stupid. RGT, prayers to your stepdad on a speedy recovery. Celtics in 6, though. Sorry, bud. Have a nice weekend. The video game crash questions keep coming in.
Ugh,
And
existence is pain.
Yeah, consumers are gonna vote. So people can argue all they want to online. At the end of the day, consumers are gonna vote with the wallet or not. So you can talk all you want to, but at the end of the day, like I said, we'll see what will happen. So
Also, online is an echo chamber, like us.
Yeah.
So things that people might seem pissed on the internet, but like day-to-day consumers, they don't They don't care.
It's going to come down to the person in Walmart looking at the game and then looking at toilet paper and going, I don't need to wipe this week, and just pick up.
That I was trying to explain to people that's kind of how like my brother, he's pretty much like a normie. And when they're like the whole price with the Switch 2 stuff, and I was like, this is what he told me. He told me, yeah, it's more expensive, but yeah, I got a job, so like screw it. that was what he just said, and that was the start and end of it. Yeah, I got a job. Oh well, whatever. I'll buy it. You know,
It's his little treat.
That's it. That's it wasn't Twitter Spaces, pointing fingers, yelling at people back and forth, making it. That's just stuff for content creation. Whatever. Who gives a crap? But most normal people, bro, they'll buy what the hell they want. You can't tell them shit. Like
It
you
also
worry about your own money. I'll worry about my own. That's how most people are. Don't worry about what I gotta buy. You buy what you want to buy. You know.
Yeah. It's also like a lot of like even Twitter, like you can get into a specific echo chamber and there's a whole other just discourse going on the other side of Twitter. So it's like even on social media, you're pretty much just getting fed your side.
Yeah.
So just remember that too.
This is from Kale, who says, with GTA 6 being delayed, the game of the year conversation will be way more interesting. So many good games are still to come without a clear winner yet. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't declare a game of the year winner yet. It's may just start.
Donkey Kong Bonanza is going to take the cake super easy.
Okay,
but
there we
whatever.
go.
Absolutely not.
I love the title. I love the word bonanza. So I agree with Josie.
I love the word bonanza, but I also hate that on the cover it's bonanza, and then in every news post ever it's bonanza.
Oh yes,
I don't know why people are doing
Actually,
this.
I was trying to title my YouTube video, and it kept telling me that was the wrong word, and I was like, "What is happening?"
When John does the notes, he's like, "All right, Donkey Kong Bonanza with an O," and I'm like, "God damn it!" And I Google searched the cover, and I'm like, "All right, let me put the A in."
I did the same thing, and I saw a bunch of articles, and I was like, "Okay, it's O," and then I looked,
I never did that. I saw it was Bonanza with the A.
I just
Bonanza.
I always like triple check my like spelling when I put titles and stuff, and it screws me up.
Well, the trick is you got the news posts, and literally the picture is the bonanza, and then the title is the bonanza. You're like, you guys couldn't figure this out. Okay.
Who can I trust? Exactly.
See, people remember GTA 5. I assume that's what they're referring to because GTA 6 would have been like the front runner, which GTA 5 got a 97 when it came out on Metacritic back then, but it won less than half the awards because The Last of Us was out.
That was Last of Us.
Majority of the awards back then. So you never really know. Something could pop up at any time. This is from Joe McKenna, says, why would a cloud system transfer to Switch 2 have much more data than cloud saves? Settings, profile, folders, etc. seem like they would be only a few megabytes on top. And I feel like the only big issue could be delisted digital games that couldn't be queued for re-download. Yeah, it's basically just going to image any of your user settings and stuff, bring them over. So you just move to Switch 2, and that's it. But it probably is. It's not gigabyte. I assume it's not gigabytes of data.
Probably
We
not.
haven't done it yet. So.
It doesn't pull your screenshots or anything, does it? It's just the information.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, even the screenshots should be small, but.
Christian Hernandez says, still waiting for my copy of Expedition 33 to come in, but it sounds like Sandfall Interactive is a dev company RPG fans should keep their eyes and ears open for in the future, like Larian Studios with Baldur's Gate 3. Wish all the success to them both. Do you think we'll see more studios like these, or are they exceptions rather than the new norm? Well, Sandfall's been around for 5 years. We just didn't really know about them until now. So I'm sure there are other studios that are out there right now that could eventually produce something like this, but we won't know about them for 3 or 4 years.
Let me give you another example. Taki Satura, he's the man behind Astral Chain, the director, and he just formed his own new studio as well.
There you go.
So yeah, you'll see some stuff probably pop up.
Let's see. I think we're good on that. A few more super. Those are all the mailbag questions. Shout out to the Spawncast Patreon over there. Appreciate the questions, of course. This is from Angry Dragon, who says, Gaia Online was my jam back in the day. Now, guys, that was quick.
I love Gaia Online. I used to play like back in like 04, 05 to like, I think I stopped actively playing in like 2010. It was such a fun online like anime forum / online games / doll creator thing. It was really, really fun.
Carlos says, love that I got an Xbox for half price 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yep.
It's just doubled in price.
I got a deal, baby, on my Xbox Series X. $500. Oof. Deal.
Okay.
Investments.
Olmec says, I don't know if I misheard because I had noise around me when you were talking about it. GTA 6 priced at $50 would actually melt the internet. Yes, it
No,
would.
yeah. I'd love the hell out of that. Not even to just get it. I'd love to watch that.
Just to see it. Yeah. That would be ridiculous. Zoe says, for the past 3+ years, it's been televised and how our economy is booming. It's strong, and now we have tariffs added in the mix. Hope you're doing well on this weekend. Shout out to Zoe. Scott S says, you guys hear Ubisoft release another free-to-play NFT game? Who in the F and sign star upper arrow thing is this for? Love you guys.
Well, they didn't advertise it. It's because they're hoping the keyword of NFT in anything they post just gets picked up by the tech bros who will immediately start
Who
doing things
is
with it.
still buying NFTs?
A lot of
I didn't know they did this. I'll have to go check this game out. Well, I checked out their other one and somebody exploited it and got to the top of the leaderboard and just ruined it. So I'll have to check this one before it gets ruined too.
Ubisoft
look
is
into it.
so dumb these
Thanks, Scott.
days.
Alex says, will Illusion of Gaia ever have a remake or remaster?
Very good question. Will Illusion of Gaia? That's a great game. I used to play the game all the time back in the day. It is a weird ass game. It is super weird, and it makes almost no sense. You gotta watch like a thing to actually put it together. But yeah, it's not the type of marketable game. So something interesting would have to happen. Nintendo would have to specifically ask for it because that's how we even got Live Alive, which never even came over originally. So
this is kind of that time period where you have the best chance, I'll say that, with things like Live Alive happening.
Yeah, but it would be a very weird
missed.
circumstance how that game in particular, like if, I mean, I can see maybe like a virtual console, like a release, maybe that type of way. But anything outside of that game's a weird game, and it'd be hard to market in terms of like a remake or a remaster. Just like Live Alive was very kind of difficult to put together, you know, in terms of marketing wise. Like, hey, there's like 8 different stories and this and that. You know,
I feel like
it's a great game though.
They should.
Around the time of Live Alive, there was like an anime series going on as well, so it was like a bigger push than normal.
Instead, they should remake Sword of Mana, which is a really good GBA game.
Somewhat Mana.
Illusion of Gaia is great though. It's
Yeah.
so good. It's a fantastic game.
I said one over at Streamlabs from Perfect Image who says GTA 6 being delayed. It's okay for me. I get to finish the whole career progress. AC Valhalla, Mafia 3, Day 1 Ghost Yote, and Mafia Old Country. I'm going to be good. And for prices, I'm just a minority. Only the majority change. Prices will never go down.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't care about the GTA. There's so many games to play, you know. So I'm good. But then again, I'm not the biggest GTA guy. So yeah.
Let me see. I got all of those. Evan said okay. Hold on. Here we go. I think this.
Yeah, no, we hit this.
No, we
hit this.
talked about that.
I just keep saying
Okay.
it. I keep seeing him in chat saying.
We got you, anonymous boss. Yeah, the People Can Fly devs, they put out a press release for that. So they are doing something with Sony. It was alluded to that it would be an IP, but it was kind of also mentioned that it might not be a known IP or one that has like a history. So Siphon Filter would be cool, but they also wouldn't be it'd be good for a third-person shooter, so that could work. I don't know. I'm curious to see what they have for that because I still remember People Can Fly for like Outriders, so they need something.
And didn't they did Bulletstorm, right?
Yeah.
Before Outriders.
Yeah. That's a
first. That's the last thing I think of is them and Outriders. It's like, man, they need something else. Come on, they need something, anything. Let me go around here as we finish up. Celia, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on Twitter. I'm Celia B with 3 E's. I'm also on a podcast with Josie and Sean called Game and Talk. We live stream on Wednesdays. It's fun. There's shenanigans. Sometimes we talk about games. Sometimes we talk about whatever Sean wants to talk about. It's a good time. Go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you see what's on Sean's desk. Depends on.
Yeah, you get to see a lot of things about Sean. And then lastly, I started to use my Instagram again. So
yes.
check me out there. Yay.
Instagram Reels?
I should start. I like literally just started posting again on that because I realized because I enter a lot of contests and I'm like, oh, I should probably use my Instagram again. I won a few contests too. So yeah, it's Kosher Gamer. That was my my
I thought you were gonna be like Celia Feet with 3 E's.
That's for OnlyFans. We're gonna save that one.
Oh god,
until
no,
later.
it's only pause. No,
You probably,
yeah,
there's probably
so
a lot of scripts in
Instagram.
the chat that would be down for that. Silly.
absolutely not. Not
No,
my
no,
thing.
you do
sign
it.
up right now.
No, you do it, but it's all Sean's feet.
Ugh.
They've tried
I
to.
don't-
You guys
Yo,
have
these
moved
kids gotta know
on
the
from trying to
difference.
get me
You
to
gotta
do this
tell
to Celia. Celia, they tried to
How
get me to do
dare
this for
these-
the first year that I joined here.
I'm telling you
And
though,
then they were like,
do it with Sean's
No,
feet.
Evan thinks it's a genius idea.
Well,
Yeah, he's
I
really
feel
sold
like-
on it. He's
I
truly
don't know
so
what's
into it.
worse, having like I guess for me and my existence, having a foot thing or having Sean's feet, because then they would associate my feet with Sean's feet. I don't know if that's worse.
Oh, that's a good
So,
point.
Yeah, because I
I-
haven't seen them, but I feel like they look like
He
Sean's.
Here's what I
refers to
think.
them as rhinoceros feet, so
I physically responded to that. But anyways, yeah, Instagram Kosher Gamer, follow me.
But
I
here's the
should
thing though,
post.
so if
Like
you
the
get people
salt
to buy your
flats.
feet pics,
But,
dumbasses to buy your feet pics.
But
I
then
mean,
you
why
have the
not?
reputation of having sweaty, hairy feet.
Yeah, I like. I
Which is
feel like
why
that's
I said
worse.
no for a long time.
No,
That is legitimately worse. Obviously, I would never do
is.
that. But yeah, the Instagram's a retro gaming focused Instagram. It's a
They
lot
had
of
like visions of retiring early and everything with that one. They thought they had it.
jeez. Okay, well,
Josie, where
okay,
can
enough
I-
about me and enough about feet, please. Next.
Sean told me he needs 50% of that. And I was like, it's mine.
Wait, what is he? A foot broker? Like, okay, time out here. Okay.
that would actually be called a pimp. In some type of that's like pimping. That's not a broker. That's
a foot trafficker.
God, okay.
Well, we
Man, I
are
sure missed,
using
like,
his
2
feet
minutes
for it, but it's
ago.
just our likeness. Yeah.
Dude, I missed 2 minutes ago before we started talking about this.
Aren't we all?
Josie, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on YouTube at Josie Will. I've been making Nintendo videos. I talk about retro games, and then I've been talking about the Switch lately quite a bit. I'm gonna do a little retrospective at some point on Mario Odyssey since I'm replaying that game, so that can be fun.
Thanks, Ventus. That large number. of
That's a
$100.
down payment of $9.99.
Whoa.
I'm telling you.
Why did
US.
you pay that to John when you
If
could have
lose
given?
your job, Celia. If you ever
No,
lose your
guys,
job,
this is a-
right here, I'm telling you. Listen, I've got friends. I've got some friends that I know that do OnlyFans, and I'm telling
They're
you,
still
they
your
are,
Absolutely not.
I was
they
like,
are
friends that
living
buy
good.
it?
Let me just say, they are they are living good. So,
There's
Okay,
there's
that's
1%.
not me.
That's the 1%.
no, living
No.
good is not like but like the solid like every month. Not like they're like super
Celia,
rich.
there's no
Just
need to get into
solid.
sex work.
Oh,
You-
absolutely.
you've got-
I'm okay. I'm okay.
You've got a
I
lot
don't
of
know why-
plushies in the background. That could be the feet pics.
Wow, so
Plushy
cool,
feet.
guys. Man, I love being here. This is awesome.
You guys
Shout
are
out to
really
Casual
Next.
Gamer.
supportive.
They're excited.
They are excited. Yes.
Hey, everyone.
Josie, where can everyone find you?
YouTube.com/JosieWoe. I-
See, look, they're already signing up. You guys,
John, I
you
better
guys-
be getting all of these for this. harassment.
JosieFeet.com.
No, don't get me in on this. That's what I had to deal with this until Celia came on this podcast, and now it's been offloaded.
See, but the thing is, you're also everyone thinks you're Amish. So if it was Sean's feet, they would think it's fine. They'd be like, "Yeah, it's Josie."
Oh, they are right.
You guys didn't see
I
what Quick-
moved my Wi-Fi router. I'm not Amish. I've
You guys
got
didn't see what Quick
Wi-Fi.
went through though. Did you guys? Quick went
It's
through.
escaping Amish.
Yeah, well, and then yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Quick
Okay,
went
no,
through
oh
so
my
much.
gosh.
It's crazy.
Josie, where can everyone find you?
YouTube.com/JosieWoe. I talk about retro games and the Nintendo Switch, and I'm gonna make a retrospective on Mario Odyssey. Pull up is really great.
Okay.
I hit 22,000
Retrospective.
subscribers recently.
Nice.
Bangs. So
Shout out. And what about OJ?
Yeah, if I mean on OnlyFans, no. I'm joking.
I was about to ask you. Okay, OJ, I was waiting to interrupt you to ask you what your fans was.
I don't even know. I don't have any fucking OnlyFans. What the
yeah. Is it the fun
Player
one though?
feet sense.
'Cause
player
you're
feet
pretty,
essence?
See, that super chat is for me. See?
maybe we should
Oh
all
my God.
start
Wait,
individual
Hold
ones.
Hold
and
on,
we
okay,
can
time
just,
out,
like,
guys. Spawn feet. Okay, it's different feet. It's kind of like a water
Feet
cooler,
wave.
different people
Feet
showing
Feet
up.
wave. That
I
is
know Juice
that
Man Bond. Juice Man
bangs.
Bond. He got, hey, yo, Juice would be all over.
Oh my god. Okay, no, Juice. I'm remarketing this as everyone's feet, and so like you don't know
Juice-
who. But the
Juice
thing is, though,
man-
it's all Sean's. Only Sean's.
Feet gotcha. You got to open the freaking loot box.
Juice Man,
Oh, yeah, we
Vaughn over
could.
here. Footman Vaughn over here.
Oh man, video games times are rough. I guess we have a new option.
You can find me not looking at feet pics. No, you find me on YouTube, Player Essence. I got a bunch of cool RPG stuff. Hopefully I can finish up Clair Obscur. I'll have a full however long it takes me, whatever, 60-70 hour review for you guys. So I'm working on that. Got some more stuff planned as well. Live streams. I pretty much stream daily. So I talk about Nintendo Switch 2, talk about RPGs a lot. So if you're into Nintendo Switch 2 or RPGs like Clair Obscur, that game's awesome. I'm doing a lot of content on that. So yeah, appreciate it. And I got a big video coming up next week too, talking about some other stuff that's going to happen. So yeah.
Stuff. What about Evan?
You can find me on YouTube or socials, Kimmerix Project, if you're into tabletop stuff, or me posting up all my very hard losing scores from tournaments, which is always cool. I'm trying to figure out how to make videos faster, so hopefully we can get some cool stuff going.
That's how
I checked
that's
on
food
him.
poisoning.
He's
Talk trash about his
okay.
feet.
He's feeling sick, but he's okay.
I think
He has water.
that's everyone, right? We're good. Yes. All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Appreciate it. We will be back next Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll see you guys then.